So some interesting stories to pass along. We'll start with this one. The social media account on X of Matthew Perry has allegedly been targeted by hackers. Foundation set up in honor of the Friends star, of course, died in October, appeared to be the target as a link to make donations. Highlighted at the top of his social media page, seemingly redirected donors to a copycat site. An Instagram post from the Matthew Perry Foundation said, we've received reports that Matthew's official X page has been hacked and is directing users to a fraudulent site soliciting donations via cryptocurrency. Please do not donate to the site or share the fraudulent posts on social media. MatthewPerryFoundation.org is the only website associated with the foundation. We're only accepting donations through this site.
You know, it's an interesting thing because when you pass or you think of information you would leave in case you did pass, your access to your social media, because as we say, that kind of lives on in perpetuity. It can go untended to, but this can make it prime targets for things like this.
Yeah,
so, right?
I've read a couple of different things, but I've forgotten how that all plays out in the end when someone does die and they have their social media accounts and they haven't shared any account information with anyone. How do you access that if you're a family member or what happens?
Can you? Yeah.
So the caption added, this is the only official Matthew Perry Foundation Instagram account, and we will only ever post official foundation communication.
Sadly, Preston, the same thing happened with Hope Solo's butthole. Oh, yeah. There was a GoFundMe page set up to get that bleached.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
You guys follow anyone who has passed? The only reason I bring it up is I follow Chadwick Boseman, and I just felt like...
Are there posts made?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah, and it's in his legacy and in his honor. But like, Steve, there was a part of my brain was like, well, I can't unfollow him because that'd be rude. You know?
Yeah. I follow the Iron Sheik still.
Do you?
Oh, and it was so great because he still throws a ton of shade at Hulk Hogan.
Terrific.
Yeah.
So I wonder who at this point is running that account. It's got to be.
And if you want to leave someone to curate your or to be you in your stead when you pass, I think that's kind of funny.
Here, Marissa says there's a legacy option. Is available on most platforms?
Yeah, it's kind of like a digital shovel buddy.
Oh, really? Digital shovel buddy.
You give somebody the option of if you pass, they can have access to your account.
Interesting. And do they not have access to your passwords beforehand?
I don't think
Because
so.
I wonder how that would work. Yeah, because
you have to show that
here's
person.
my password.
You have to show that person's head. To prove that they're dead.
Okay.
But yeah, actually, that's cool to hear that.
Yeah, maybe the whatever platform you're using reaches out directly to that other person's account and says you have legacy access now that this person's passed. I don't know how that works out. It's interesting. All right, some other things. Jimmy Fallon has announced a new special celebrating his 10th anniversary on The Tonight Show. And Fallon said during Monday's episode this past week was officially a 10-year anniversary of The Tonight Show. We're so grateful that we get to do this job, and I want to thank everyone in the staff and crew. And, of course, all of you for tuning in every single night for the past 10 years. And to celebrate, NBC is going to air a 2-hour primetime Best of Tonight Show special on May 14th, he said.
That guy is not on my radar. That show is not on my radar. I haven't seen clips or
Used to
nothing.
be.
Yeah.
Used to be because he knew how to play social media early on. But I tell you, when like Letterman would have his anniversary shows or Conan would have his anniversary shows, they were awesome. I mean, it was just incredible stuff. And Fallon's great, but I agree, Case. I never really pay attention.
The special will revisit the viral hits, favorite sketches, musical performances, and interviews that have defined Fallon's time on The Tonight Show. Are any of the late night talkers on your radar, really, Case?
Probably Colbert the most.
Okay.
None of them are really. I mean,
not for me. I catch
them on social media. Clips.
He said in a press release to be able to sit in the same chair as the iconic host before me. It's been my absolute honor to be a part of The Tonight Show for the last 10 years, and I want to thank all the viewers who have laughed with me, inspired me, and come along for what has been the most joyful journey of my life. I still pinch myself every day, and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity to stand alongside the giants of our business who have made their mark on this great television institution. So the special will air May 14th, 9 p.m.
Nick, a friend of yours is in the business, and I don't know, but kind of gave some...
He used to be a writer for Fallon. Yeah,
some insight, and I've heard this insight echoed. What did he tell you about the nature of these late night shows?
Well, this was back at least 7 or 8 years ago. But Jimmy, and I think he's talked about it. He had a bit of a drinking problem, and so my friend who was a writer there talked about that, and it became a little toxic at times. I think that's not the same person anymore. I think Jimmy is self-corrected. But yeah, I watch a lot of late night TV. I just watch it the next day on YouTube.
Right.
Since Jon Stewart's come back to The Daily Show, I've been watching that, and yesterday he posted this clip about his dog passing, and I was crying my eyes out. But I watch Seth Meyers and sometimes Colbert as well.
Well, this is a sad story to pass along, unfortunately. Actor Gary Sinise is sharing the heartbreaking details of his son, McKenna Mac Anthony Sinise's death earlier this year. I revealed the news of the 33-year-old's death on social media Tuesday, which referred followers to a lengthy letter that he wrote to his son's memory on the Gary Sinise Foundation's website. Max Sinise died on January 5th after a 5-year battle with chordoma, which is a rare type of cancer found in the spine.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
In his final years, he was dedicated to working with his father's foundation and making music. He said in the statement, like any family experiencing such a loss, we're heartbroken and have been managing as best we can. As parents, it is so difficult losing a child. My heart goes out to all who have suffered a similar loss and anyone who has lost a loved one. We've all experienced it in some way. He said our family's cancer fight lasted for 5.5 years. It became more and more challenging as time went on. He said, while our hearts ache at missing him, we are comforted in knowing that Mac is no longer struggling and inspired and moved by how he managed it. He fought an uphill battle against a cancer that has no cure, but he never quit trying. In August of 2018, he was diagnosed with chordoma 2 months after his mother, Moira, was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Though his mom underwent several months of treatment, and has since been in remission, Max Sinise went on to undergo multiple surgeries as well as radiation and chemotherapy. Several months after his tumor was removed in May 2019, his cancer had recurred and was spreading. And Gary wrote, this had began a long battle that disabled him more and more as time went on. The cancer fight was getting harder, but throughout most of 2019, he was still able to come to the GSF office until a third spine surgery in November of that year. And in 2023, he was mostly paralyzed from the chest down. Used the limited mobility, he said, in his right arm and the fingers of his left hand to make music in his hospital bed. He was an exceptional drummer, he said. So he said, in sharing our story, we hope to shine a little bit of light on what has been a difficult time for us, as Mac was truly a light for us all. So,
and you think about a guy like Gary Sinise, who's done so much good for so many people, and that these things are visited upon him. But that's the way of things.
It is. It's unfortunate, yeah. All right, now on to more positive fields here. Kristen Cavallari has a new love in her life.
Yeah.
How about that?
And she's kind of robbing the cradle, isn't she?
The Laguna Beach alum revealed her new relationship with Mark Estes on Instagram with a photo of the two smiling in Los Cabos, Mexico. She wrote, "He makes me happy."
I did see the photo and I was like, he looks like a kid. I went to his Instagram page. It's all like college photos.
That's what it is, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Can I get ice cream?
So
Kristen, can I get some ice cream?
Is 37 and he is 24.
Dude, he is a specimen. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's a super good-looking fella.
Of course
Nice
he
work
is.
by Kristen.
And she's stunning. Estes appeared to be based in Nashville, which is where Cavallari currently lives and likely where the two met. He's also a former football player for Montana State University and Montana Tech. Cavallari's new romance comes after she opened up to E! News about how she's approaching dating, if at all. She said, I'm not overwhelmed because there's not a lot going on. Talking about her dating life. This was back in June. She said, it's really not important to me right now. It's just not where I'm at in my life. And then she emphasized that she's a mom, first and foremost, to her 3 children.
And to me.
Who she shares with ex-husband Jay Cutler. She said, I've had a lot of fun in the last few years, just really focusing on my friends and getting to hang out with my friends again because I didn't really get to do that for a long time. Really, when you're having little babies and 3 babies essentially at one point in time, that was my world. And so it's been nice to have fun again, she said.
Kristen's taking me to Caboba, Mexico.
Her new relationship also comes after Cutler went Instagram official with his new girlfriend.
Yeah.
In September, the former NFL player who split from Cavallari in 2020 posted with Samantha Robertson in front of a sunset in Montana, and a photo posted by his new girlfriend He had written Sunsets in Montana Never Disappoint.
They never do. It's
and-
like the sun's going away, but it'll be back.
Yeah.
That's my uncle told me.
So I guess everybody's happy. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I do think she's attractive, man. She really is.
Yeah, she's beautiful for sure. So yeah, we're looking at more pictures, more shirtless pictures.
Yeah, look at my pecs.
Of the new guy.
I'm going to Kebabula, Mexico.
He has lots of shirtless pictures of himself.
Because I'm a model.
Football
Wouldn't you?
pictures. Yeah. Oh my God,
Well, you
yes.
haven't even seen my penis.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's a good story. It's love blooming.
It's love.
Yeah. R. Lance Hill, the screenwriter of the original Roadhouse film, is suing Amazon over the upcoming remake starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Nobody's happy about this thing.
Don't hurt.
The suit claims Hill filed a petition in 2021 to have the rights to the film revert back to him when United Artists claim their claim expired in November 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon allegedly ignored that petition and rushed to finish the remake before the deadline by using AI voices of the film's stars to get around the SAG-AFTRA strike. Mm-hmm. After that idea failed, the movie wasn't finished until January, well after the deadline. Hill is seeking to block the release of the remake, which is set for March 21st on Amazon Prime. So
AI voices.
They wanted to try to do that.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a writing credit on this remake, so I'm assuming that means he's getting paid for it.
It's a good question, but he's suing them apparently. Yeah. I hope that guy's in it.
If that guy's in it, it'll be the best. It doesn't look like he is, though.
Can you play the whole clip for us, please?
Oh, yeah. You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Be nice.
I love the second, oh, yeah. He gives a great oh, yeah at the beginning, but the second one.
You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's really feeling it there.
I
It's one of my favorite scenes.
was talking to somebody from Amazon last night about doing a screening for this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, would you guys be in? I'm like, what? Yes, we love Roadhouse, and we I think collectively we're pretty excited about this movie, right?
Listen, any dip into the Roadhouse water is going to be cool.
I'm open to this.
Sure. I mean, the first one is a junk food movie, so I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with this, and
Conor McGregor looks like he's pretty good in it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because when I initially saw the trailer at the beginning, I'm like, oh, they're going for a Conor McGregor type of guy in this. And I'm like, oh, that is Conor McGregor.
I got one.
But he's going to be, Conor McGregor is going to be the corny of this film.
Yes.
Without question.
Yeah,
you can tell by how he's chewing up the dialogue
I used
already.
to F guys like you in prison.
Totally.
Yeah, that's him.
Yep. So, all right, let's see what else we have here for you. Interior designer Jeremiah Brent will join the Fab Five for season 9 of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy following Bobby Burke's exit last year. He joins Antoni Porowski, Jonathan Van Ness, Karamo Brown, and 10 Friends. Brent runs his own design firm as well as lifestyle brand Atrio, and got to start in TV as Rachel Zoe's stylist on season 4 of the Rachel Zoe Project. I don't know any of these names that I just
what
read.
the hell's going on?
He and his fellow interior designer husband, Nate Burkus, also have numerous projects together and competed on HGTV's Rock the Block in 2021.
They might as well be speaking Latin.
I don't know.
Are they moving ahead with that show, Five Guys for the Queer Guy, which is where they teach a gay man to put French fries in a bag?
Oh, is that what they do? I was not aware.
It seems really a thin concept.
All right, Boyzone. Does anybody know this band?
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
It's my favorite band of all time, and then the Beatles.
Boy Genius.
Former Boyzone band member Shane Lynch has accused Taylor Swift of embedding evil messages in her music and performing satanic rituals during her concerts.
That seems feasible.
This has actually come up before, hasn't it?
There was there was something that occurred during the Super Bowl that somebody labeled as satanic imagery. Was it Ice Spice?
Like, I don't know if it was in the Super Bowl. Well, not the Super Bowl. There's a performance where she's like yelling the crowd. For a moment, she does the index finger and the pinky up, and that's all of a sudden that's a satanic symbol. Right. Which I don't know about you, but I do that in pictures
rock and
all
roll.
the time. It's
Rock
rock and
and
roll.
Yeah.
So the 47-year-old Irish singer and born-again Christian made the claims in a new interview with Irish newspaper Sunday World. He said, I think when you're looking at a lot of the artists out there, a lot of their stage shows are satanic rituals live in front of 20,000 people without them realizing and recognizing. He said, you'll see a lot of hoods up and masks on and fire ceremonies.
Okay.
So I love in what is the Salem movie Little Nicky? Mm-hmm. Right, where
It's Chicago.
It turns out bands like Chicago were the ones with the satanic imagery.
Yeah, so they play off of the whole, in the 1980s, there was a scare that all these heavy metal bands were satanic, and there was backmasking, and you could play records backwards, and it would be satanic messages, and it was all a bunch of hooey. It seems like we're going back to that at some point in this.
Well, this guy thinks so.
Well, yeah, there's been a few people bringing it up, but Lynch said, even down to Taylor Swift, one of the biggest artists in the world. You watch one of her shows, and she has 2 or 3 different demonic rituals to do with the pentagrams on the ground, to do with all sorts of stuff on her stage. But to a lot of people, it's just art, and that's how people are seeing it, unfortunately. He explained that that's the reason he's given up listening to several genres of music, including hip-hop. He said when it comes to a lot of the music that's out there at the moment, more of the hip-hop side of things, there's a lot of hidden satanic imagery and a lot of evil within them, including down to the beats, he said. He insisted music attaches to your emotions. It has a connection to your spirit and how you feel. So he's calling out Tay Swift as a Satanism and witchcraft. Earlier this month...
That's going to be an uphill battle.
The singer went viral for flashing a hand gesture that some interpreted as the sign of the horns. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see how far you get with that, bud. Ben Affleck and his wife, Jennifer Garner, enjoyed a seemingly pleasant exchange while celebrating their son Samuel's 12th birthday yesterday.
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck, for incorporating them into my fantasy life.
The Argo...
I apologize to anyone who's been offended by my fictional creations, Chrysagon, the Philosopher of Evil, and the Skull Sealer.
That'd be an interview with that guy. It would be awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I know he did some pretty reprehensible things, but
he's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
He can tell us who really is satanic.
The Argo actor and Garner, both 51, were photographed laughing and chatting outside of Samuel's school in Los Angeles.
I love it.
For the outing, Ben, who grinned effortlessly while interacting with Garner, looked stylish in a dapper black pea coat, black zip-up, gray jeans, and Nike basketball sneakers.
Something I was always admired about Ben Affleck is that when he laughs, I don't detect a lot of effort.
And he also, in true Affleck fashion, palmed his signature Dunkin' iced coffee. On the other hand, the 13 going on 30 actress also appeared relaxed and cheerful while dressed in a chic gray blazer layered over a blue button-down and straight-leg cropped blue jeans.
Oh, my God.
She completed the look with black ballet flats, thick frame glasses, and a claw clip to hold up her hair.
Ooh.
The paparazzi are taking photos outside the school?
Yeah, of course they are.
It's just so
yeah.
gross.
At one point, she carried a tray of delicious baked goods for Sam to enjoy with his classmates as they celebrated his birthday.
I want delicious
I
bacon.
love these delicious baked goods. Despite entering their 13...
Those are wonderful, delicious baked goods. Tell me, do you have any more?
Of what?
You will.
Do I have any more what?
Delicious baked goods. Pay attention.
I just wanted to hear you say it again. Despite ending their 13-year marriage in 2018, the former couple
Is there strawberry jam in your delicious baked goods?
has maintained
There will be.
a very friendly co-parenting arrangement over their son and daughters, Violet Ann and Serafina Rose. So they're still happy. So I hope you're happy at knowing that. David Duchovny has announced a new podcast called Fail Better, in which he'll sit down with celebrity guests like Ben Stiller, Bette Midler, and Sarah Silverman to, quote, interrogate the painful, shameful stings of life.
Wow, this is an original concept. Not a lot of celebrities are doing this.
But he's going to sit down with his celeb friends and try and dive deep into their world. But that's what everybody's doing. now.
Everyone.
Yep, you're correct. about that.
Everyone is doing this.
The producers of the controversial Lifetime documentary about Wendy Williams have responded to criticism that the series is exploitative.
It was a terse D's nuts.
That's their response?
Yeah.
Yeah. These nuts.
That seems thoughtless.
Do you have a statement to make?
Yes, D's nuts.
I love it. And they told the Hollywood Reporter, if we had known that Wendy had dementia going into it, no one would have rolled a camera.
Would have got this out sooner. You kidding me?
Yeah.
This is gold. I tell you what, you know what this is? Ratings.
Yeah, exactly. So,
These nuts.
Oh, Miranda Kerr recently welcomed her fourth child. Who is she again?
She's a model.
Okay.
Isn't she?
I think so.
Man. I've been having a bad day, so maybe she's related to Mario Andretti.
This is her third with her husband.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. There. I'm 1 for 9.
Her husband is the Snap CEO, Evan Spiegel.
Oh, right.
He calls her the snapper.
That guy.
She revealed on Snapchat, we are overjoyed at the arrival of our little ray of sunshine, Pierre Kerr Spiegel.
So her husband's like, don't put this on Instagram.
Put it
up
on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
I've been hearing people speak favorably of Snapchat recently. Apparently, they've done some revisions to their guidelines and user.
I've never been on it. What's explain to me the format? I don't even know.
Hardcore
You're
porn.
gonna hate it.
Why?
Do you even want the explanation?
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
It's like immediate, and I think you send it directly to people, but it's like an immediate photo or message or whatever, and then it goes away.
It goes away. That's the
actually-
big thing people are talking about is that it's posted for a little bit and then it goes away.
I
hate
actually
that.
went to. I just told you were
I
going to
do,
hate it.
yeah.
I already told you this.
I know. I'm
I
just
went into it
concurring.
telling you were going to hate it.
I get notifications. I'm sorry to interrupt
No, it's okay.
from our own Instagram account. On, you know how often I check my DMs.
Sure, yeah, all the time.
For the stories or whatever.
That's why no one can collab with you.
And by the time I get to them, they're already gone.
Ah.
Yeah. I went to a social media kind of like information session for kids because, Jason's in middle school. The kids are starting to get social media. And the guy was actually amazing. He's out, he's somewhere out by you, Preston, is where the guy's from. But I think he was a former teacher. He was
Navy SEAL.
Wonderful. And he said the worst social media account for kids to have is Snapchat because it comes in, they see it, and it goes away, and the parents can't check it.
Oh,
Yes.
See, I was seeing some people talk about it for the because it is, it doesn't stay up and it doesn't cause a lot of angst.
Yeah, but the second you send it to somebody,
it's
It
a
made
good
an
point.
impact.
well,
But and the parents can't see.
the parents can't see what's going on. And Steve, the second you send it to somebody, they can still take a screenshot of it and save it.
How is pedogram? Is that a good?
Stop.
Okay, I'm just curious.
All right, a couple other quick things. Michael Fassbender will star in an espionage thriller series called The Department. It's to be directed by George Clooney.
Oh, really?
Series is based on the hit French spy show The Bureau, and Showtime has already given it a straight series order. Michael Fassbender and George Clooney together, that's pretty solid, yeah. This was sad to see, and I did not watch either of these shows in their entirety, so I don't know this character or this actor. Eddie Driscoll,
yes,
veteran actor, best known for roles in Sex and the City and Mad Men, passed away. He was 60 years old.
Oh,
that's sad.
Months-long battle with stomach cancer. He ultimately suffered a saddle pulmonary embolism, a blood clot that blocks flow to the lung. Ugh.
I don't like that.
No, that's terrible. So,
take me off that list.
Sad news there. Let me see, what time is it? I got time for 2 quickies here. CBS has renewed The Young and the Restless.
Yay!
For another 4 seasons.
Wow.
Which will take the daytime soap opera through the 27-28 season. The show premiered in 1973, making it CBS's longest-running series.
So 4 seasons in soap opera time will be about a half hour in real time.
Yeah.
Because that's how long it takes to advance a story in soap operas.
Totally. All right, and then finally, Avatar: The Last Airbender was the star of the show on Netflix last week. The streamer's latest live-action adaptation amassed 21.2 million views in its opening weekend.
I watched a bit of it last night.
And?
It's really good.
Good.
The production values on it are incredible.
The story's great.
Yes.
I watched all of that with my kids and enjoyed the hell out of it.
Again, I'm sort of familiar with the basic and the Shyamalan movie I enjoyed, but I think this is other realm.
Yeah, and now it's a series, they can really flesh this story out.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to checking this out because the Percy Jackson most recent series was great. So they can really do a number with these cool, young stories. Avatar came in number 1 among TV, but it was beaten out for most watched title of the week by the Swedish natural disaster thriller called The Abyss, which drew in over 22 million views and topped the non-English film list. Second place among TV was One Day, which managed 7.5 views. Season 6 of the fan-favorite dating experiment, Love is Blind, followed in at number 3.
It's your wife's jam, right?
Totally, yeah. Also with 7.5 million views.
Casey, watch the Japanese sort of like their Love Island.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it.
Okay, all right, I'll watch it.
You're gonna like it.
Rounding out the top 5 were Can I Tell You a Secret at number 4 with 6.5 million views, and Griselda in 5th
Sofia
place.
Vergara.
My mom is loving that.
3 million.
Yeah?
Really?
Zelda, yeah, she's all in. She says it's really compelling.
Okay. All right. We can do the clips now. After 27 years of marriage, Kyle Richards is calling it quits with Kylie. Richards is calling it quits with her husband. And in this clip, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star talks about going through a private event in the public eye.
It's still like crazy. I have so many people that don't know us weighing in on our relationship, and people saying things like, "Don't do this, you're going to regret it." I'm like, do you think I wanted this? Do you think that this was my fairy tale?
Shut up, dummy.
Part 1 of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion airs tonight on Bravo.
I think it is Kyle.
Is it Kyle?
Yeah, there's Kyle, and then Kim Richards was also a part of that whole Housewives world.
Yep. I knew Kim Richards, but not familiar with Kyle.
I remember she was they had that show, Celebrity Diving.
Oh, God almighty. That wasn't like Perez Hilton on that, too?
Yeah, and her dive, she basically just jumped off the high dive, and that was it.
Wait, wasn't Debbie Gibson in that one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
She's the only one I remember for sure, because, I mean, she had a fear of heights, and I guess, jumping off of a 3-meter high dive was a, big deal for her, but.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, here's our next clip. The world has had 661 episodes of Survivor, but Jeff Probst promises that we still haven't seen it all. In this clip, the reality show host talks about how contestants continue to surprise.
It took many, many years of the evolution of the show to start to realize, where do I want the show to go? What would I want if I were doing this? I don't just want a game. I want an experience. And the way you get the experience is you have to agree to play the game.
Whatever. Season 46 of Survivor premieres tonight on CBS. Season 46.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my friend is all in. He's watched every single episode of every single season. Yeah, this is what they do.
You know what? I have friends that still watch it too.
Yeah.
And it's just been their thing. They've always loved it. You know what? I should
try to go back.
No,
maybe because I really enjoyed it.
You're going to hate it.
Really?
Yeah, because to me,
Did they change it?
Well, it's just it's the first few seemed more organic, and now they all want
playing a role.
They want their contract. They want their own show. They want to be stars. And I don't know. It just
But they're all still competing. There is still a game, and the object is to be the last person standing. So
right.
I know what you're saying, Steve.
Yeah.
It seems a little bit more. I mean, on each personal level, a little bit more forced.
And also, aren't they? They're kind of staying in the same location, aren't they?
Wow. Yeah.
I thought they locked and loaded. I loved that first Survivor. Loved that. Yeah. And then the second one was the Outback.
Outback, and then they tried Africa. I think I watched. The only season I didn't watch was that first season. And then, I think I watched, like 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. And then I tapped out after a little bit. But
Right. All right. Well, anyhow, that's the entertainment report for this morning. Robert Irvine on the program later today. We're getting set for a couple of things. Our leap year baby birthday party tomorrow morning. And then the Cardboard Classic on Friday, Montage Mountain in Scranton. So details at WMMR.com. It's here before you know it. We'll be back in a sec. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thanks, Kathy. You know where we haven't been in a while is the general store to peruse the aisles and see what's on sale today.
Well, look at there. There's proprietor Preston Elliott right at the front door waving you on in. It's very deceptive on the outside. There's a lot of space on the inside. It's very much like the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Exactly like that. In fact, we have an airplane hangar in here, so we're going to head over.
Inside till next to the condoms.
We are going to have a little chat about aircraft. I saw this article in Gizmodo So when you are on an aircraft,
yes,
and they are getting prepared for takeoff, and before they even taxi, they'll tell you that you need to put your device on airplane mode.
Right.
Yes.
Do you do it?
No.
No. Usually, what I do is I will take a dump in the aisle. That's my new thing.
Okay.
I used to be so paranoid and be like, it messes with their system up
They're
there.
gonna crash.
I'm going to make the whole plane crash.
Yo, bitch, turn off your phone.
Yeah.
But then I talked to a few pilots who were like, no.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of a history on that, and the necessity of airplane mode is largely a myth. But there's another reason that airlines are asking you to turn off your phone. So Europe decided to allow phone calls and data usage on flights in 2022. They're requiring all planes to install what are called pico cells, which are essentially a traffic controller that ensures phone signals don't cross with a plane's communication systems. And pico cells are not new. They've been around for over 2 decades.
It's amazing.
Even without a pico cell, though, there is limited evidence that a phone has ever interfered with a plane's electrical systems.
I think the fear you have is that the pilot might intercept your call.
So what are you doing?
The FAA conducted a study in 2012 that found nearly 0 conclusive instances of aircraft disturbances from cell phone usage.
I think once they started offering in-flight Wi-Fi, I mean, because there's obviously, I've seen many aircraft fly over my house, Preston, and have yet to determine any sort of cord or anything going up to them. So I figured all of that was out the window when that became a thing.
So most of the evidence on, the issue seems to be anecdotal or severely outdated. And the real reason is this. Airlines think people won't stop yapping on their cell phones during flights, leading to more instances of air rage.
Yeah, that I could see. And I also understand the, when they're giving the pre-flight instructions.
You should pay attention.
Yes.
Right.
And just be respectful.
But the bottom line is...
And when that's happening, Kathy, I am not taking a dump in the aisle. I'm listening.
Well, and you know what? Respectful, but also, I still, every time I get on a flight, I try to pay attention to that because, I think back to the Sully who landed in the Hudson and all of that. And I'm like, I would be like, where is it? Where's the flotation? What am I doing?
Wouldn't you be wild if you're the hero on the flight, Kathy Romano? Is that amazing?
I never would have guessed that of you, that you actually...
Step back, everyone. I've got this. I listened.
You will pay attention.
Put your mask on first and then your child.
Right.
I used to read the little card that's in the seat in front of you for, safety
for the hell of it.
instructions.
Also, it helped pass the time.
A little bit.
Yeah, before iPads.
Exactly.
But honestly,
I would read the puke bag.
I mean, has that spiel changed over the years? I've already paid attention to it.
It's still fairly similar.
Yeah.
But listen, when someone's standing in front of the flight attendants and no one's paying attention, it's like, oh, look, come on. They're make them feel good. Give them an audience.
Well, and there was a flight not that long ago in recent years where the pressure in the cabin dropped and the breathing devices, the masks fell down. And remember, somebody took a video. Every single person had it on wrong.
Oh, really?
On the back of their heads.
They had
It looked like a yarmulke.
They were covering just the mouth and not the nose, and they were like, "This basically is doing nothing for you."
Wow,
it's so crazy how many people don't know that thing that you just said, which is if you have a kid, you put on your mask first so you can do everything. Yeah,
so you don't pass out and you both die
unless they've been bad,
right?
And then you don't put it on them at all.
So they you definitely want to pay attention to that whole spiel. One of the things that bothers me is if you've ever had a chance to sit in the exit aisle, they do come over and they will have a quick conversation and say, are you physically able to do this should you need to? And they have to hear verbal confirmation from each and every person. And I've sat around people that kind of joke around about it. I'm just like, just say yes.
Say yes.
Just to answer the question. Can we get through this, please?
And by the way, you're exactly right. They don't cotton to any joking in that issue.
Yeah. So keep in mind, federal law requires you to follow the aircraft crew's instructions, which includes turning on airplane mode. Regardless of the technological discussion, you could face fines or go to jail for failing to do so.
Do you ever reach up and pull that line that is the brake, Preston, in midair? wait, that's a train.
That's on a train.
Sorry.
So in 1991, the Federal Communications Commission banned the use of cell phones on planes, citing the reason of ground network interference. At one point, this may have been true, but in 2005, an FCC member testified before Congress that it was no longer an issue because of the picocells that we had mentioned before. But the rule banning cell use on planes persisted. In 2013, the FCC got a new chairman, Tom Wheeler, who wanted to shake things up by enabling phone calls and data usage on flights. It started a huge controversy, but not for technological concerns. He had said, allowing cell phones on planes sounds like the premise of a new reality show, cage fighting at 30,000 feet. This was a politician that said that. Greg Walden from Washington, the Washington Post, told the Washington Post that at that time. So why is it still around? Well, like some other myths that have been uncovered, the airplane mode tail feels like it should be true. Americans put up with a lot when we fly. We take our shoes off, go through metal detectors, dump our water out, all in the name of safety. Turning on your phone's airplane mode doesn't feel that different. You could argue that airplane mode does make us safer if you buy that cell phone usage would make passengers angrier. However, there's no real evidence that cell phone usage would increase air rage. It's just a speculation.
And I see a lot of people just doing it anyway, and it's fine. I'm still amazed, though, how they can, at that altitude, have Wi-Fi service and how that whole issue work.
Yeah. By magic.
That's why there's that wizard in the seat in first class.
May very well be magic for all I know. All right, let's see what else we have in the store. I thought that was kind of interesting to pass along. We'll walk down.
Time to have Wi-Fi.
We brought in
It's
Gandalf.
the general store. And his space is enormous on the inside. You'd never... Well, he must be a sorcerer, too.
All right, we're going to walk down to the... the news station, the news stand.
They do. Well, they have a news station in there as well, too, Preston.
Now, Nick, I'm really curious what you think about this, especially your mom. Maybe you saw this, but grammar sticklers have long held that sentences should not end with a preposition. But Merriam-Webster says it's okay.
Wow,
This came out.
Thank God.
This came out yesterday.
I will still write. That's like one thing that I always remembered, and I will rewrite an email. I'll rewrite a text message so that it doesn't end like that.
I am feeling good.
I hope you are too.
Yeah,
it ends with two.
Did you end your sentence with a preposition?
That two in that sentence is not a preposition.
No.
T-O-O. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
She said she'll go back and fix an email so she doesn't end it like that.
That's not a preposition.
That's not a preposition. What is that?
I forget what that is in that.
So I will tell you this, and you, obviously, Nick, you had the benefit of having a skilled purveyor of English in your house. I even for me at this point in time, and I'm pretty good, I still lose track of what are the rules, and that's why, honestly, I default so much to Grammarly these days.
Yeah, I had them beaten into me, Steve. So I don't.
I envy you. Yeah,
I know them really well, and we all make mistakes on a daily basis in this studio. But there are a few, and I'll hear, Kathy, no offense, you say them, and I just like there's a part of me that cringes, and it's
well,
not.
Why don't you tell me? I always tell you. You should
make her a better person. She looks to you to make her a better person.
Here's what you do a lot, Kath. You'll say, "Me and her are going to the mall." And it's that that's
me and
not
her.
Yeah, you'll use me and her as a subject when it should be she and I are going to the mall.
It's not I and it.
You'll interchange subjects and objects quite frequently.
I don't think I say me and her. You have to point it out to me next time.
I'll interrupt the show and stop everything.
No. After, or send me an email or something.
Yeah.
Here's what I will do.
Sometimes we're just in flow of conversation, and I don't want to.
You don't want to be a dick about it. Wave your hand gently to me. I'll put Kathy in a half Nelson.
All right,
and then you can tell her so she doesn't hit you.
Also, at the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. It's just something that I grew up with, and so it's a little picadillo in my own head.
But here's a perfect example of the evolution where they just because it's done so frequently, they don't fight it anymore and incorporate it into the language.
Yeah, language evolves.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the original pronunciation of forte and fort, and I believe at some point, Nick, they adopted the different pronunciation as an acceptable pronunciation.
Okay.
And that may be some sort of thing that I'm pulling way out of my ass.
No, you're probably right, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's because stuff like that creeps into your brain and it sticks, right? And
right.
I'm sure there's, if it's not 100% correct, I bet there's some knowledge in there.
There's an essence of truth, and I'm going to die on that hill.
You know what? I'm curious as to why the rule was instituted in the first place. Like, what governing body said, here is the rule, and here's why you shouldn't end with a preposition? I mean, what, you know.
I know why. So it's an offshoot of dividing people up into shirts and skins.
Well, don't we? We have one of the most difficult languges. It's just another rule that's in place that we don't know why, but we try to follow it.
There's actually like an academy of language in French, and it's almost like they take the cultural aspect of French language, French wine, French cheeses really seriously. So there's a governing body in France that sticks to the rules of language. There's not one in English, and maybe Preston at one point there was in the Church of England, or who the hell knows, but like American English obviously has evolved away from British English, you know, and it's just one of these things where language is constantly evolving. So this rule that came into place yesterday, now we can do the thing that everybody's doing already anyway.
Well, look at the evolution from Shakespearean.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
English.
Casey Tostin and mustn't. Now. You know, because it was commonplace back then.
Rochelle knows I texted her. She knows this little song that is all the prepositions. And it's how she remembers what is a preposition and what is not. And I was going to see if she could call in and sing it, but I haven't heard back from her yet. So according to the dictionary publisher they posted last week, the idea that it should be avoided, it came from writers who were trying to align the language with Latin. But there's no reason to suggest ending a sentence with a preposition is wrong. Common prepositions include to, with, about, off, and for.
Yeah, something up with which I shall not put.
What was that?
Ending a sentence with a preposition is something up with which I shall not put.
Are those all prepositions in the last part?
No. You would normally say, I'm not going to
put up with.
Yeah, put up with it.
But with is a preposition?
Up with it, I shall not put.
It's like the only thing that bothers me with stuff like this. For whatever reason, I still can't end it like that. It bothers me.
You feel that you're just genetically, you feel like I gotta.
Well, I think it's wrong.
Okay.
I think there's got to be a better way for that sentence to be written.
There's a line.
This is where sign language has it all over us.
There's a line from a movie, Brendan Fraser and With Honors is the name of the movie.
Right.
And Joe Pesci is in it, and he's speaking to a professor, and he goes, which door do I leave from? And he goes, at Harvard, we never end with a preposition. He goes, which door do I leave from? A-hole. Yeah. All right, so it's that's what Webster's is saying. So I don't know how that's going to fly in English classes.
You know, it's coming next year. I like it that.
I like it that. I like it that a lot. Hold on, we do have an English teacher. Let me go to Jen real quick here. Hi, Jen. Good morning.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. What grade do you teach, Jen?
So I teach high school, but I taught middle school for years, and that's kind of where I learned all the grammar.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to end a sentence with a preposition because a preposition needs an object. So it needs to have an object of the preposition because the preposition flows and connects two parts of the sentences or the idea.
You know, and let me ask you, and so obviously you're aware of this. Is this something you will occasionally do in the course of speaking to other people? In other words, will you lapse as well?
I will if I'm talking to like friends or family, but if I'm at school and talking to like admin or parents, I make sure my grammar is
all right.
point.
Does anyone ever commend you on that? Does anyone ever say, or notice that or compliment you for your grammar?
No, they don't. They
bastards.
Look at me like I'm a big weirdo.
Well, some of us appreciate you, Jen.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you, Jen. Appreciate it. Here's a text, and I love it. It says, because you mentioned the Church of England, Nick.
Yeah.
It says, I knew that the cough E was to blame for this. There was an infamous show where I didn't realize that the initials C of E stood for Church of England. I was like, what is a cough E?
Do you know it?
And I kept saying it over and over.
It cracks me up, Preston, that years ago, I would be under the perception that when I would hear people on the radio or whatever, my natural inclination, they're very authoritative. They must know a lot. And then now that we've been in the business, we're in the Radio Hall of Fame. Uh-huh. And I'll say I'm an idiot. Yeah. The fact that ever occurred is amazing to me.
Hey, I want to go real quick because April knows the preposition song. We actually have a recording of it too, so we'll compare the two. Hi, April.
Hello, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, so I couldn't get a hold of my wife. You can sing the preposition song?
I can.
Go for it.
About, above, across, after, against, among.
No. You have to sing it.
Sing it, Louise.
Come on.
About, above, across, after, against, among, around, at, before, behind, beside, between, beyond, by, down, during, except, for, from, in, into, near, of, off, on, or pass, through, throughout, to, toward, under, until, up, with, without, and others.
And others. All right. Nice. All right. Thank you.
Is that not Don't Stop Believing with different lyrics?
Here we go. Yankee Doodle.
I can't hear what they're saying.
I can't hear it. That's horrible. Got it. All right, let's go somewhere else.
No wonder we don't know grammar.
Yeah. Let's go somewhere else in the store. We are going to the sports complex here in our...
We told you it looks small on the inside, but it's vast on the inside.
We got an entire sports complex?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well, and this is Comcast Spectacor. The executives have launched a plan that,
next to the stables,
if fully realized, would transform some of the vast parking spaces at the South Philadelphia Stadium District into a vibrant sports and entertainment complex featuring hotels, residences, restaurants, shops, and a 5,500-seat performance stage.
So what this is a hearkening back to the original plans for that area.
Yep.
They've revised them a bit. And you see these drawings and paintings, Preston, and I don't know if they made it through when I sent you the email, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, but it's also, I've seen this before.
Yes.
And it never happened.
It's like when they do the cars, the concept cars that never make it to production.
The project will take at least a decade and cost about $2.5 billion. It will align Philadelphia with a national trend. That's the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
It's like $1 billion. It would align Philadelphia with a national trend that has seen major sports venues become only a part of much larger projects as team owners embrace real estate development as a new way to grow revenue.
Kathy, I sent you the article, and do you like that layout? It's up on the screen here in the studio. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It looks pretty wild.
So, and that includes like the Wells Fargo Center being gone.
Yeah.
In this.
Gone.
Yeah, that's why I had a hard time wrapping my mind around this.
What it was.
The photo of this concept. Yeah. So, it would make the sports complex, which is mostly empty except on game days, more of a destination and a neighborhood. It would connect the yet to be determined ways to the green space of nearby FDR Park and the campus of the Navy Yard as well. So, putting that all together. The company's plan includes room for an arena that would eventually replace the Wells Fargo Center, which recently concluded a $400 million top-to-bottom renovation. The future arena would go on what is now the parking lot between Wells Fargo Center and the Link.
So they finished the renovations, knock it down, and put up a brand new one?
And by the way, the Sixers say the Wells Fargo renovation will not significantly extend the life of the building.
That is worth it.
It opened in '96, and they've declined Comcast Spectacor's invitations to join as partners in a reimagined sports complex. Sixers billionaire co-owner, lead arena developer David Adelman said that he knew little about Comcast Spectacor's plan for the sports complex. He reiterated that the team would not return to the Wells Fargo in 2031 in any way, shape, or form in any building, no new, old, whatever.
Yeah, he and the building have been butting heads for a while.
Yeah. Comcast Spectacor says its development plan has been in the works for some time and is not a response to the Sixers' intention to leave.
Again, we've talked about it. I love the Wells Fargo, but I guess things are going to change inevitably. What do you think of the plan, Preston, from your perspective?
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. Anything new and that adds to that would be great. I immediately, my mind goes to traffic and what a nightmare that would be.
Oh, it'll be fine.
I love the Navy Yard. I really love what they've done and continue to do them down there. I'd love to see sort of more expansion in that direction. The old buildings that they have, the new ones that they're putting in, I think are really cool. And residences are going in there eventually, and new restaurants and whatever else. When you leave the Navy Yard, and because I've done it many times, to walk like from the Marriott, for example, to the sports complex, it's weird. You're walking under 95. It's not exactly like a pleasant walk. It's doable. Yeah. It's fine, but it's not like
a little dangerous.
And you're not enjoying it. And I'm of the opinion that FDR Park is way underused. I think that it's a beautiful green space.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity there.
And I said this a long time ago, but I think they should have a San Diego style zoo there, and then the regular Philly zoo, keep it where it is, and then just put bigger animals in the like a safari style park in FDR,
like dinosaurs.
Yeah, if possible.
I think ultimately, because they had them sitting there inert, and some places, a lot of anything on the waterfront, you have those little pedal boats, those decommissioned Navy ships.
Yeah, sure.
Why can't you take those out?
By the way, the plan calls for an estimated 2,000 residential units, 500 rooms across different hotels, and 10,000 parking spaces in garages.
Garages?
By the way, I feel like those the water features at FDR Park are the dingiest looking parts of the park.
I agree.
And they should be the nicest looking parts of the park.
Because it's always nice to have, that sort of stuff. It just makes things more vibrant.
So the first phase is going to start this year. With a $12 million renovation of Xfinity Live, which would include enhancing the outdoor plaza and adding new gathering areas and terraces. The bar would remain open during the work, which is expected to be done by early 2026. I'm wondering how that'll affect Camp Out for Hunger.
Well, they're actually putting it in $100 million Camp Out for Hunger site, Preston.
Just for us?
Permanently set up.
Wow.
I do I like being down there, during like Phil's playoff games, Eagles playoff games, or actually just regular season games for the Eagles. It's a cool vibe,
and it came into its own recently in the past couple of years.
And it's still fun for me, Steve. But it's funny being down in the sports complex when nothing's going on because it mostly becomes a ghost town unless you're working in one of those buildings.
Yeah,
sometimes Quizzo's going on.
That's right.
All right, one more. We got to wrap it up.
One more. As long as it's a shorty.
One more quickie. We're going to the launch facilities in the.
They have a whole gantry in there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Shares of Intuitive Machines Incorporated continued their slide on Monday as the space exploration company said that its Odysseus moonlander mission will be cut short. It made history late Thursday when it became the first commercial lander to successfully reach the lunar surface, but the stock fell and extended trading Friday after it emerged that the lander had fallen on its side while touching down near the moon's south pole.
This is a transmission from it.
It fell over. The shares are down 36.4% because of that.
I had just observed on Twitter, stop and think about, or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, that think of all those years ago, what they pulled off on a wing and a prayer, Preston, and nailed it. And with all the tech that we've had since, right?
They can't land it straight up.
You have to put that in perspective, how amazing it was.
Yeah, I would have thought there would be some type of a fix that they would have for that, in anticipation that might indeed happen.
Hey, I have a drone that'll flip itself right if it doesn't land properly.
Flight controllers intended to collect data until the lander's solar panels are no longer exposed to light, they said. Based on Earth and Moon positioning, we believe, they said, flight controllers will continue to communicate with Odysseus until Tuesday morning. The abbreviated mission will be 2 or 3 days short of the roughly 1 week time span that NASA and other Intuitive Machine customers have been counting on for the lander's communication.
I was really expecting big things, to see some really amazing footage and stuff that we had really nothing. I mean, I won't call it a complete disaster, but it's massively underwhelming.
Big time disappointment.
And it uses bad grammar.
Yeah. How about that? All right, so anyhow, that's all we have time for this morning. Thanks for stopping by the store today.
That's Preston Elliott at the door saying, yes, it's really that goddamn big inside.
We appreciate your business. Stop by again sometime. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going on television live on Fox Good Day this morning. So stay with us because the Bizarre File is coming up too. Be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
93.3 WMMR. And of course, you're all invited to stay. That's what we want you to do. We have a lot of stuff coming up this morning. Secret text word today. Chance to win tickets to see Andrew Schultz, the live tour, Saturday, August 24th, Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Text the word secret to 3933. We're going to skip traffic for now. We are going to go live on Fox Good Day first. And I do want to mention this, though, coming up a little bit later on, even though we're going to hang on to Kathy's contribution to this particular segment for a moment. We have a Kathy Romano announcement.
Oh, yeah.
That we're going to get to after we do the Bizarre File and moving into the segment after that. So just a little heads up on all of that. So stick around. We do have the B File coming up in a moment, but the music means we're going on Fox Good Day.
Hey, let's get to Preston and Steve. Preston and Steve, I don't think we've asked any of your crew over there. If you had one last meal not that you're going to be executed in the morning, but if you had one last meal, Preston, what would you choose to eat?
All right, so wow, that's a good question. Am I going to go with something that's a guilty pleasure, or do I go with something that's really fine dining? You know what? We've talked about this before on the air, and I said this one time, and Casey kind of looked at me sideways. But because it's a family recipe, I would have my family's fried rice has always been a great comfort food.
Really?
For me, and I
Before
think
they fry you.
I would want to have that on the way out because it's such a pleasant, lifelong memory for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Steve?
I was just thinking, maybe you take the reverse tact because you're going to be executed. You're on the way out. And so to make that more an inviting proposition, I might eat used kitty litter.
All right.
Where the impending. But if you're going to go with the food, it has to be legit food. I think a really good pizza.
Pizza?
Pizza's a great comfort food for me.
In this survey, most people chose chicken wings like over gourmet dining.
See, so
too much work.
Yeah. You don't want to be a mess when they're strapping you into the electric chair. You don't want to rib sauce.
Kathy, I think I might do, but my mother's. I would stick with Preston. My mother's pot roast that we ate on Sundays.
Would you do Mike's mother's pot roast, Kathy?
No, are you kidding? I would just drink margaritas all night. I don't need food.
Big party on death row.
Yeah, we drink our coffee.
Hey, they got wings.
Oh, I'm easy. Just a cheeseburger. Just a good old
cheeseburger?
Good old cheeseburger.
From where? If you could order like a really, really good one, do you know?
Oh, man. I've been thinking about Bobby's Burger Palace for a long time. That's a damn good burger.
They rock a fine cheeseburger?
Yeah.
All right.
But, I mean, if they don't have many around here, so if we're in the Philadelphia area, I'd probably just go with like a Five Guys burger.
But we're kind of keeping in the comfort food, right? Yeah, Nick?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to be demanding and want something really extravagant. I'm going like high-end sushi from Morimoto or Nobu and then a bottle of like really expensive champagne. I want to go out on a high note.
I think I might do that too.
I think Alex wants.
I'm going high.
Alex, what?
I think Alex wants to get into a Nick Cell. And
all right,
pot roast.
Me and Mike, Alex, we'll go out together. We'll be fun. And then right before they kill us.
I think you can't do any better than prison sushi. I think it's going to be awesome.
I'm ordering out.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
So, hey, is the Cardboard Classic? Is it day after tomorrow?
Yeah. We're excited for what is in store for this week.
Montage is going to be pretty amazing. Yeah. And then we have our leap year birthday thing tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think you're going to send Jen Freds out. Are you not?
But we normally do,
Yeah.
All right.
She's coming. It's so exciting. It's so cool to see all the creations. And
and some good ones are in the queue for this year. It's going to be great.
So what does it mean? What do you do on leap year? I mean, it's like Sadie Hawkins Day or whatever.
So we have we'll have a birthday party for leap year babies, and so you have people that are turning 40 years old, but they're actually only 4 years old, or 10 years old. That'll be here in our studio. So we're going to have a kids' birthday party for a bunch of listeners who have a birthday tomorrow.
If we organize it, could we have a live camera there to see them?
Yeah,
sure.
We can set that up. No problem.
It's going to be everything.
You're going to have a big cake?
Face painting and piñata and all the,
We're going to sing some songs.
The child accoutrements. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Like
kids' birthday parties are the best.
50-year-olds with face painting.
Totally. Yeah, well, it covers
the... Maybe little takeaway.
The crow's feet. Yeah, a little,
and if you know anybody with a petting zoo that wants to bring some goats and sheep and a horse by, that would be great.
Yeah, we had one fall out, right?
Yeah.
We do know a horse that goes in live television.
Oh, yeah, we heard you did great with that, Mike.
Yeah. I was so relaxed.
You love horses, huh?
Maybe see you tomorrow.
All right. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. All right.
Mike was petrified of the horse.
Really?
Petrified.
Were they
like wouldn't go near it?
Were they on location somewhere? Or did they bring it inside
in the studio?
The horse on 95.
Oh yeah.
They brought the horse.
They brought that horse by for them to see it.
Yes.
And he was scared of it.
Petrified.
Huh.
It speaks to what you talked about, Preston. Is that when you're up close to a horse?
Oh, they're big.
And I love them. I yes, I know a lot of people get frightened of them.
Now we went and did a trail ride several years ago. Carter and I did out in my area. And while we were waiting and they were bringing all the horses by, there was, like 8 or 10 horses, and we were standing among them. And they're just huge.
Yeah.
And they're like whinnying and growling, doing their making all these noises and, kind of just stomping on the ground and stuff. I'm like, if one of these wanted to, it could take me out, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
And so you get, it's a reality check. They're huge.
Did you ever see John Wick Parabellum, the third one?
No.
Okay, in the beginning, he's using a horse, and they're in his stables, and he's making the horse kick back out, and he's taking out people. But as you're right, standing amongst horses, you realize how huge they are.
Absolutely. All right, so we did not get a check at traffic. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now, Kathy. What's going on so far this morning?
On the Schuylkill Expressway westbound, we're jammed from Passyunk to Montgomery. That was an accident. It's just been cleared. On the Vine westbound, you're slow the length 95 to the Schuylkill. 95 southbound jams Academy all the way into the Vine Expressway. An accident on the Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound has it slow Route 1 to Willow Grove. It is off to the shoulder. 422 eastbound between Oaks and Trooper, we're slow here. An accident off to the shoulder. 55 northbound slows Deptford to the 42 freeway, and then 295 northbound slowing from 47 to 42, and then from that point to Route 30. And actually another accident in Downingtown on Lancaster Avenue, Route 30, 322. Watch for that one as well. This traffic report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Jet set to the Mediterranean at Whole Foods Market with savings on regionally inspired selections like short ribs, chicken breasts, wine, and more through March 19th. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Natural Lawn of America. Natural Lawn's been creating green lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds since 1987. Get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED now. So a wedding guest argued with the bride Saturday evening before assaulting her and striking multiple wedding goers with his hands and feet.
That seems like an unpleasant wedding.
Cops allege that Ronte Stokes, a 45-year-old ex-con, attended the nuptials of Anita Brooks, his sister, in Largo, Florida.
Put him at the convict table.
During the wedding celebration, Stokes got into a verbal altercation with the bride. The defendant battered the bride and created a disturbance at the reception, the felony complaint said. After striking the 48-year-old Brooks, Stokes was escorted out of the reception hall and struck several other victims. A group that police charged included his 65-year-old mother, a niece, his brother-in-law, and a bridesmaid.
Wait, I wanted to get the centerpiece.
When questioned by police, Stokes reportedly admitted pushing his sibling to the ground. Court records indicate that alcohol may have played a role.
Yeah, probably.
Stokes was booked on 5 battery counts. Stokes, who has a lengthy rap sheet, was convicted last month of disorderly intoxication, and he has been found guilty of possessing fentanyl and marijuana and has spent a combined total of more than 10 years in Florida state prisons, by the way. He's a huge hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
A small-time band has parted ways with its lead singer over a plot that saw him secretly dose his bandmate with estrogen in a bid to steal his fiancée.
What?
Nashville-based hardcore group Lorna made the allegations in a series of posts to its Instagram, claiming that ex-vocalist Diego carried out the scheme by giving the band's bassist drinks spiked with the female hormone.
I'm going to make you a woman.
Bandmate said that he confessed to the act during a drinking binge before allegedly owning up to it a second time. His supposed motive was to force a transition on his friend so that he would look better by comparison.
It's bizarrely ingenious.
The member who saw his...
I'm going to make myself look better by making him look like crap.
Who saw his pre-workout beverages poisoned was identified as bassist 6. His social media suggested he is engaged to a woman called Caroline, whom he met in April. The band aired the strange claims to followers this past week. They said, "We've decided to part ways with our vocalist Diego due to admission of very disturbing and concerning behavior towards one of our band members and their partner." Producing a text message from Diego as proof, the band went on to say he has admitted to being obsessed with said partner and has been attempting to sabotage their relationship by cutting pre-workout. By cutting pre-workout he frequently gifts from his job, with high amounts of estrogen in them.
This reminds me of that movie, John Tucker Must Die. You remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Weren't they like giving him estrogen or dosing him with some sort of something to same sort of plot.
They said he has been attempting to force a transition onto him for the last 5 months in hopes that that would give him the opportunity to swoop in once he looks stronger and more manly in comparison.
Wow.
This tampering has caused confusion and thousands of dollars in medical bills in the past months trying to figure out what's wrong.
Listen, if you don't want to work out, this seems to be the way to go.
We would not know any of this unless Diego had gotten way too intoxicated and outed himself and then stated an admission to all of this via text, they said, and they shared the text. It said there are many more disgusting details that have been left out for the sake of privacy and general censorship. The text where Diego allegedly owned up the activities was in a group text, which also shared on the band's Instagram. It said, I was really drunk and told Six and his fiance that I was obsessed with her and had a deep hatred for Six and gave Six estrogen to get an edge up on him. I've been kicked out of Lorna as well and will no longer be in the scene.
Can't believe you do this to me.
No other correspondence between the group was shared, but statements attributed to Six were shared. He said, according to the guy, Six, he said, I've had physical changes from the hormones besides stomach ulcers, weight loss, and muscle fatigue.
Wow.
That I will not get into, as well as notable mental changes. I'm going to be seeking an endocrinologist over the next few months to track my hormonal fluctuations to see if my estrogen levels are extremely heightened and go back to normal over time.
Wasn't Six Blossom's friend?
Yes.
Yeah. So, by the way, the guy who did this, Diego, apparently had easy access to steroids and hormones because of his gym practices.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Never heard of that one before. Man. A doctor from New York University died shortly after she ate at one of Disney's restaurants in Florida, and her bereaved husband is blaming negligent staffers. Kenakopran Tangswan, a doctor at the prestigious NYU Langone Hospital in Manhattan, died suddenly after eating dinner at Raglan Road Irish Pub in Disney Springs. Her husband, Jeffrey Piccolo, has testified in a lawsuit accusing Walt Disney Parks of negligence, noting that she had made it clear to the waitstaff that she had nut and dairy allergies. The staff at the pub insisted that they were able to make allergen-free food after she checked multiple times. Tangswan ordered broccoli and corn fritter, scallops, and onion rings. After dinner, she left the restaurant to explore the shopping complex, began feeling sick. She entered Planet Hollywood, and she collapsed.
Wow.
Though an EpiPen was immediately administered to her, she ultimately died at a local hospital.
So how much peanut material was in the food she ate?
I don't know, but they had revealed that she died as a result of anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. So he's filing a lawsuit because they said, yes, no problem, we got it, and they take a priority on allergy issues.
Well,
but apparently not in this case.
I wonder if it's been confirmed that there actually was peanut in the food, right?
Well,
has testing shown that the food
anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. So I don't know if they tested the food or not, but she definitely died from that. So,
wow.
Well, there you go. That is what we have in the Bizarre File. Some more stories coming up a little bit later on this morning, as well as our friend Robert Irvine. But we're going to break and come back, and we have an announcement about Kathy that maybe you'll enjoy. We'll find out in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve. On 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. So we have an announcement concerning Kathy Romano. Ladies and gentlemen, starting Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on WMMR, you will be able to hear Her Story with Kathy Romano, which is a feature that, Kath, you've been doing for years and years.
Yeah, since 2017.
Wow. And that's been at our sister station at Ben FM.
That's right.
And so now the program is moving to WMMR. Is it also going to be on Ben FM or just at WMMR?
Just on MMR now.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're moving it over. I've been doing it for, a couple years now, and it just focuses on women. We started with women, in the Philadelphia area, in the Delaware Valley, but it kind of expanded from there, and it grew. And I talk to people across the country. Sometimes I even get some people, if we can get a phone connection, overseas as well. So it's just women who are making a difference in this world. And it's
just interesting. There have been many times we've been in the middle of a conversation about some topic that we're talking about, and you'll reference somebody you talked to who relates to that topic. And then a lot of times it's like crazy stuff, like crazy stories.
Yep.
The Amish woman.
She was incredible. And that was one that already aired on Ben, but I'm going to re-air that on MMR because it is such an incredible story. She ran away from the Amish community that she grew up in, and she left, her parents and she had 18 siblings.
Whoa.
Left her siblings and knew that she really wouldn't have a relationship with anyone, at least for a while, because she just did not want to live in the community anymore. And her story is excellent. And, there's all kinds of people. Like I recently had on a sleep therapist, a holistic spa owner. I had Jessie Kyle on, who started her own bra company. And
Jessie Kyle's awesome.
If you know Jessie's story, I mean, she suffered from cancer, had to have a kidney transplant. Her husband donated his kidney to her. Like, her story is just amazing as it is. And now she came out with a new bra company. I had a yoga instructor who does classes for children and adults with physical, cognitive, and emotional disabilities, a dating specialist, a former attorney general, an interior designer. Like, it just spans.
Are the shows archived if people want to?
Yes.
Okay.
They are. So WMMR.com/herstory is where all of my old shows are there, and that's where the new shows will be posted as well.
You're going to have a hell of a story on that one.
There you go.
Because of her story, a person named Jerry Lynn Utter re-entered my life, and you had her on last year. She's a fantastic and fascinating person. So
is that the sex gal?
Among other things, but I wouldn't refer to her as the sex gal. I don't think that's on her business
I thought
card.
you guys mainly talked about sex.
We talked about mental health and
okay.
Preston,
there's an
she's fascinating. Yeah.
She doesn't have a problem talking about sex. But she is actually, I love her.
This is her book. I got it right here.
She is amazing. She grew up with parents who were addicted to drugs, both of them. She lived in a car, lived in people's houses, and she wasn't expected to grow up and become a doctor like she did. And she did, and she changed that cycle that you often see in families when they grow up with drug addict parents. So her story is great as well.
Classic example of making lemonade from oranges.
Yes, exactly. No, I remember her. Yeah, she was really, really cool. If people know someone, or they do indeed have a story that you might find is worthy of putting on Her Story, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, they can. It's Her Story at WMMR.com. You can also do Kathy at WMMR.com.
Okay, reach out to you.
Yeah, eventually there'll be a submission form on the website on that WMMR.com/Her Story. It's not up yet, but eventually it will go up there. But in the meantime, you can email me. And I would love submissions from people. I love to hear about, and they don't have to be in this area. If they are, that's great. But they can be really from anywhere.
And you've made it clear you will take payola if someone wants to come to the front of the line.
No, just booze.
Booze. Yeah. Margaritas. Bring margaritas.
Bring a bottle.
Bring a bottle of tequila.
Wow. All right. So 7 a.m.'s Sunday morning on WMMR. Catch Her Story starting this weekend, right?
Starting this weekend, yes. And then each Monday morning, that show, the show that aired on Sunday, will be posted on the website as a podcast.
Excellent. All right. We got Robert Irvine coming up in a little bit, but I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to throw this to Casey. There's a thing, a phrase that he wanted to mention to us. Where did you hear this phrase?
My friend Helen, who is born in Donegal, raised in Manchester.
Okay,
and,
so this is Japan.
So it's Japan.
Yeah.
And then, so when we had a game night a few weeks back,
England,
she was there. And Manchester.
For those who may not.
I'm sure there's a Manchester around here somewhere, but she's from the one in England, like Manchester United. But she... so they were over, and I don't even know how this topic or phrase came up, but the phrase is Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Right. And it is a common phrase used in the UK. And do you guys have any idea as to why anybody would utter the phrase Bob's your uncle?
Somebody told me, so I do know.
You're going to recuse yourself. I've always sort of assumed that it was a bit of a pejorative.
Okay. Nick, what does pejorative mean?
An insult, a negative.
Okay. Oh, no, I don't think it's an insult.
It's not an insult?
It's like, just like, here you go. We're there, and there it is.
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
That's exactly it.
Is that really all it is?
It means you're correct.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's all she wrote.
And that's all she wrote. Bob's your uncle.
Wow.
But there's also
I feel bad beating that guy up.
Yeah, there's a... like, what did you say to me?
You son of a bitch. How do you know who my uncle is? You following me, you scumbag?
And we've all watched Ted Lasso. Apparently, either Jamie or Roy Kent...
Oh, they say it?
They say it. And it just it was one of those things that just went over my head. I wasn't even paying attention.
I didn't pick up on it either. Hang on, we have the actual audio clip of that. Here we go.
You pick which one of us you want to end up with. And then, that's bish, bash, bosh. Bob's your uncle.
Oh, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Interesting.
But there's also a follow-up to that, and I don't know if it's interchangeable, if you either say Bob's your uncle or this next one, or
Benicio del Toro.
It's not Benicio del Toro.
Debbie's your cousin?
Or if it is in addition to. So you say Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt.
And Fanny's
your aunt. And kiss my ass.
And kiss my ass.
Fanny, by the way, in England means vagina.
That's a front bottom.
That's funny because here it means your
hiney.
Yeah,
it's your Fanny is the
ass China.
Front butt there. Your ass China.
I'd like to know where Bob's your uncle came from.
You can probably hunt it down, right?
I'm going to look this up now. I probably should have looked it up sooner. I didn't know that we were going to talk about this. Bob's
started with a guy whose uncle was Bob.
All right, so I typed in Bob's and then Y, and then your uncle just came right up.
It's up on the screen here, Case.
I got it on my phone here.
Okay.
It's a phrase commonly used in the United Kingdom. It means, and there it is, and there you have it, just like you said, Kath. Typically, okay, so it doesn't have the derivation here.
Well, they're right here, the origin.
Okay, go.
Let's see. I can't read it. There's no words on it.
I can read it.
The origins are uncertain, but a common hypothesis is that the expression arose after conservative Prime Minister Robert Gascoigne Cecil, 3rd Marquess of Salisbury, appointed his nephew Arthur Balfour as Chief Secretary for Ireland in 1887. An act of nepotism, which was apparently both surprising and unpopular. Whatever other qualifications Balfour might have had, Bob's your uncle was seen as the conclusive one.
So I get it. So, of course he's going to make this. Yeah. Of course he's going to show nepotism to a family member.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you have it. Bob's your uncle. That's how you got. Yeah.
Robert Cecil was his uncle, and he hired his nephew for the job. Right. And so, of course you got it. Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
And Fanny's your aunt.
And he actually created the word ass China.
Ass China.
Ass China. All right. And so, a long version is Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Does that
there
mean
a Fanny in here somewhere in the lineage? And I'm not really sure.
Fanny was known to be a prostitute who frequented. No.
I'm looking up. Let's see.
A peg leg.
Well, I want to see if his wife's name was Fanny or something like that.
My friend said that he first heard it on the Ozzy Osbourne show. The Osbourne show, he said Ozzy would use it.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
Interesting.
I do love stuff like that. I mean, we've been all about language for the past couple of days between Shakespeare and grammar and this.
Can I back up just a second? Because, Casey, when you typed that in, you typed in, what did you start with? And it finished for you.
BOBS. And then space Y.
And then it finished.
Yeah.
Okay, that I could see. Bob space, then Y.
Okay.
Because this morning I decided to do a search. I was reading a story about nuclear weapons or something like that. And it had to do with the nuclear power. And so I, just out of curiosity, and this is, by the way, there are no listening devices in the office. I typed in which countries. That's all that I put in.
Right.
Okay.
The top search that it filled in was have nuclear weapons.
Cool. Okay.
Had you done anything
All I
prior?
typed in was which countries. I'd done nothing before that.
Had you searched a story that had it in it already?
No.
Had you been thinking about it?
I had been thinking
there
about
you go,
it, but
done.
I had not searched a story on it. And I'm like, I could have been typing it, which country is the best to visit in springtime?
I have.
I think
what?
I just typed in which CO. And which countries have nuclear weapons came up.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but that was also
now that one's listening to us because you got our phone there. That's got a little
did you
microphone
have
on it.
Fourth in line.
Well, you weren't speaking.
I think
though.
it has to do with previous searches too. Because
But you had-
So listen, but not that you would search that, but type of things that you search. I also typed it in. I typed in which countries, and mine are speak Portuguese, speak Spanish, speak French. And then fifth down is have nuclear weapons.
I typed in which CO, and it says which country has the largest population, which COVID vaccine is best, which country landed on the moon first, and then the nuclear weapon.
Maybe it's just a super popular search. I don't know.
It could quite, though you're bringing up something, and I just have happened to have this conversation with a number of people. You're talking about it, and it ends up on
in your
search,
feed.
in your
in your social media advertisements?
It's staggering. It has gotten so, like, it used to be like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
And now it's like, holy hell. I've had like 3 or 4 people in my sphere over the past week tell me how that something like that, and they were there. It wasn't like, oh, that's interesting. It's like, that's chilling.
Yeah, that's very scary because
So here, Preston, I was looking up best way to steal from your coworkers.
Yeah. Go on.
And it went right to nuclear weapons.
So when I was in New York for a concert with some friends, and the topic of your Instagram algorithm came up, and somebody had started talking about how people on like these tanker ships fighting off pirates. Okay,
right.
Dude. Wouldn't you know it? The next time I open up my Instagram,
you were a pirate.
I was like, wait a second.
It's gotten so bad that I'm not even fazed by it anymore. No, I expect it at this point. I'm just like, all right.
You're like Bob's your uncle.
I totally get the fact that you do a search, and once you enter that data in. Yes, they know they're starting to target you. No big deal. But I had, and it's exactly the search I was going for. I didn't finish it. I hadn't searched anything before that had anything to do with that. I did have a news feed open that had like 50 different stories on it. Okay, and one of them had to do with nuclear weapons, which made me think of that. But I mean, it wasn't one that I clicked on. It was not a story. I'm sorry, nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear.
This is interesting. And I have an offshoot to this conversation as well that involves
I'm sorry
Instagram.
to take us off track.
No. I blame Kathy. She had that announcement.
Okay,
her
this story.
Well, you want to tell me my Instagram story?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Love Potions event for Philadelphians was on Saturday night. So and I was the host, AMC. So Friday evening, I'm doing a live stream on Instagram. This is going on. Hey guys, it's Pet Charities tomorrow night. I have a pretty good success with Instagram, and I hop up and then I talk to people, and it's fun. You've done it before. It's great.
Yep.
It's always usually about a charity thing or something like that, or show some of my figures in the house. Just it's a nice way to reach out and communicate with people. About 80%, fortunately, was towards the end of this thing. It freezes. It stops. And this comes up. Now, mind you, I'm talking about pet charities. We talked about people who were wishing me condolences about the passing of my dad, talking about veterans. This pops up from Instagram. It says, why this happened. It looks like you shared or sent nudity or sexual activity.
What?
So, and I have a screen capture of what was on the screen at the time. So there's this, and there's a picture of an anime character.
All right, so there's a picture of your face,
that's
right?
What that
and
is?
Then an anime
that's an anime, right? The Guyver.
Yeah.
So that's what's up on the screen.
Huh.
And I mean, they shut it down. I'm like, what in the F triggered that algorithm?
Yeah.
Unless they misinterpreted that character as being like a penis or something.
Yeah, like a sex toy or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Last week, Steve, I was seeing this pop up quite a bit on Instagram, and several people were reporting similar stories to yours. They would post something that had nothing to do with either politics or sex or sexuality or nudity, right?
Right.
But they would have the posts or the stories deleted. And they got that exact same warning, and it had nothing to do with politics. But
I mean, it was so crazy, Nick.
So
I'm like,
I guess Instagram is trying to meter some of that stuff and hate speech and whatever else, and those were the two areas that they targeted. But there was no rhyme or reason to a lot of these posts that were being deleted.
It was wild because and then they locked up the account and they said, "Would you?"
You got locked. You got shut out.
Would you like to contest this? And I immediately hit yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I guess all the people watching, whether they alerted or whatever, and then I jumped over to X to say, "Was anybody watching?" It was crazy. But within about 45 minutes, an hour, they had realized. And let me see if I have the apology, which was worded in a weird way as well.
I wonder if somebody in your feed or somewhere, somebody, not even as a prank or whatever, but they reported you. You know, like if somebody is like just...
It's conceivable.
Just wanted, like, just
or to be an a-hole.
Yeah, exactly. To be an a-hole, just said they would report Steve, and then Instagram would have this hair trigger and shut you down.
And then maybe they would go back and look and verify. I don't know. That's interesting.
Damn, those pets.
Yeah.
He's always talking about cats again.
Hang on a second. I want to go to this call real quick. Ed. Hi, Ed. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air, Ed.
Who is this?
Presbo, what's up, bud?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I was reading online that the trending of searches around nuclear and atomic bombs has increased. One, because of the that movie with
Oppenheimer.
The Julia Roberts movie, right?
Oh.
Yeah, Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, she had cancer.
What?
It was like a slight teeny part of the movie.
Yeah.
Ed? Oh, he just hung up. Did he? Literally just hung up. I think he got confused.
He found out, they found him, and they took him out.
They silenced him
That's
right
it.
away.
Yeah. What is the name of that movie on Netflix?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World, right, yeah.
Leave the World Behind.
It's the one where she has cancer.
Yeah.
He said cancer, right?
He did say that.
Yeah.
She had cancer.
I think
in
he
that
got.
movie?
I think he got embarrassed.
That
and
movie
hung
where he
up.
eats a cupcake?
What's the other movie with Julia Roberts where there's cancer and the guy's dying? What's that called?
Well, there's one where Susan Sarandon's dying called Stepmom.
No, not that
And then
one.
there's Erin Brockovich is cancer-related diseases caused by...
She's done a lot of cancer movies, apparently. There's that tearjerker one with
I Love Cancer?
Dying Young. You ever see Dying Young?
Dying Young is with...
Give me Julia Roberts cancer movies for 200, please.
So
Alex.
Campbell Scott.
Yeah.
Yes.
And doesn't he have cancer?
Yes, and it bombed. It's actually a good movie. It's a tearjerker, but go figure, people didn't want to go to that on a Friday night to the multiplex.
How many movies has she had where cancer's involved?
Steel Magnolias?
No. She had diabetes.
Oh.
She had diarrhea.
I think, right?
I
think she was diabetic.
Chad, Dad, I heard your daughter has diarrhea. We're so sorry. Oh my
she
God.
can't have children. Why not?
Oh, she can't have.
She had diarrhea.
You got to hang on, baby.
All
You'll
right,
get
so-
past your diarrhea.
Erin Brockovich, Dying Young. This one that the dude just referenced.
Smurfs: The Lost Village.
Leave the World Behind.
Wait. The one that the dude mentioned, there was no cancer in that movie.
He said that there was.
She had cancer.
He did.
There's something at the end where but I'm not sure if it's her or him. One of them is sick at the end.
Oh.
She had diarrhea. Leave the diarrhea behind.
But
Ben is back.
But that's nothing what the movie has to do about.
It's
By
about
the way.
right?
Yeah. Ben is back. Then you have Stepmom.
Yeah. And she's done a lot of cancer movies.
Yeah.
Enough for a Jeopardy category. There's at least 5 in there.
Yeah.
The Ocean's movies all have cancer.
Yeah. Right?
No. They don't.
Pretty cancer.
Casino
Flat
heist.
cancers. Sleeping with the cancer.
Pretty cancer.
And Mystic Cancer.
Nodding Cancer.
Mystic Cancer.
Or cancer.
I Love Cancer, which was with Nick Nolte.
Flatliners Cancer.
Yeah. She died in that and then came back to life. Hang on a second. I want to go to a couple other calls that have nothing to do with Julia Roberts and cancer.
Oh, man. The Pelican Brief.
I'm going to go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Jessica?
I want to know, am I the only person who gets targeted ads from listening to you guys?
Targeted ads from listening to us? All right, explain.
I drive by Broken Goblet every day on my way to work. And Adam, me, Nick, maybe Casey, someone had something there.
Steve had an appearance. Yeah, Steve had an appearance there. Okay.
I am now inundated with Broken Goblet stuff on all my feeds.
Really? So if you're listening in the car, you had your phone on, right? You're listening in the car, or you? Because we mentioned, and now you're getting inundated with that. So that's what I'm talking about there, Jessica. It seems that they've gone, because in general you'd say, "Oh, I was at home talking about bird feeders or whatever," and one ended up on right, and you'd see it in one of the ads. But it seems to me, and I don't know if this seems this way to you, that they've gone like to 2.0 now with the, you know what I'm saying?
It's creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy. Because you had why would that happen all of a sudden to you?
Because you guys mentioned it, and I was listening to you.
Yeah, quite possibly. I wonder how.
I want to know.
What about like with geofencing and geolocating and Gino Vanelli?
Jessica, thank you.
But
I just want to stop.
Is that the way it was? I always think of Minority Report, Preston, when he's walking into the
and they scan us. They do a retinal scan, and then they say, "Hey, John, how you doing? Good to have you here. We got a sale going on."
Right.
They would directly target the person who was walking in. I think that's that might be in some shape or form an inevitability. The is it geocaching? That's what it's called?
Geocaching,
I do find that kind of interesting because I remember the first time that happened to me. I was driving by a golf course that I would go to, and I signed up. I guess I had their app or whatever. And when I would get within a certain amount of distance from the physical location, I would get a notification that said, "Hey, we're open."
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So apparently,
I thought it was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of this, because it's funny, because the same things that I go, I don't know about that, and I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. And for the same sort of thing, it depends on how useful it is to you.
Yeah.
But that blows my mind. And apparently, there's a fair amount of like non-subpoena type information that the general public could be. Have access to. Case in point, the Taylor Swift flight records for her.
Yes.
That sort of stuff. There are certain bits of information about cell phone location that are available that might make it enticing to companies.
Sure.
At one level. Obviously, there's stuff you'd have to go and get a judge to sign off on.
By the way, somebody texted in and said Julia Roberts had gonorrhea in Pretty Woman.
Wait, look at this text.
She's had the clap and crabs.
This is a nice one.
This says, just started chemo this week for my 5th bout of cancer over 19 years.
Ooh.
The Julia Roberts cancer movies has me laughing to the point of tears. I needed that this morning.
God bless you.
Love you guys. Thank you so much. Sorry you're going through that.
Yes.
But, we'll...
F cancer.
Yeah, screw cancer. But we're happy that we can at least sidetrack you a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's laugh about cancer this morning on
I
the
tell you
Preston
what.
and Steve Show.
Yeah. You know, sometimes that's exactly what you need.
Yeah. Let me go to David real quick. Hi, David. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry to bother you at work.
Nah, man. What's up, bud?
So my wife and I, like everybody else, we've been experiencing this too, right? Because, of course, like everybody, we're watching TV. We have our phones. We have our iPads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been happening so much that we decided, okay, how can we test this?
Okay.
Right? So what we've been trying to do is picked a ridiculous topic that we really have no interest in, right?
Yeah.
And so we just decided, okay, every once in a while, we're not going to search on it, because if you search on it, of course.
Yes. Yeah. That's some text going directly into it. Yeah.
Right. But we wanted to see if the phone is listening or the TV is listening, right?
Which they are.
So, yeah. So we've just picked highlight, right? We have
highlight. So you picked the sport of highlight.
Okay.
Right. We have no interest in highlight, right? But we just decided okay, every once in a while, we give each other a look. And we just start talking about highlight.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we should drive up to the Fronton in Connecticut. To check out some highlight.
The highlight matches.
Did you see that article about highlight?
And so you're doing it, and you're it's almost like a technological sting operation.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So we're just trying to see if we do that enough, over time, that eventually one of us is going to open up Facebook and be come to the front office.
So has anything?
So far, no results.
Nothing has bared fruit
yet
on that yet. Okay, interesting. But
we've only been doing.
Well, hang on, David. Hang on a second. You also have to consider what entities might legitimately advertise, because maybe the highlight
is too obscure,
and they're not really buying any advertising schedules that would run it. I understand that, but it can't be it's too obscure. You know what I mean? So out of the realm of what you're interested in, but still something that's popular.
Yeah.
Try that.
So two things, David. I've been to Milford Highlight, and it's actually very exciting. It's a fun sport.
I went to Highlight in Florida.
It's a very fast sport.
Yeah.
But also, you bring up something, the notion of, and I've heard this put out there, you're sitting in front of your TV. They can now. It used to be a laughable concept that you could sit and stream anything you want, a movie at any time you want, on demand for all the people demanding different entertainment at the same time. They're talking about TV commercials, targeted TV commercials, inserting automatically into your commercial breaks. Tailored. So, example, you might be sitting there, David, and a highlight TV commercial could run. Now, probably not likely because we don't have any highlight around here. But if you're talking, say, about Boscov's or whatever.
Well, you know who just bought Vizio TVs is Walmart.
There you go.
And so Walmart now is going to own every Vizio TV, which is a smart TV. And so if you have anything that has anything to do with Steve, a search or whatever,
isn't that crazy?
Or if it's listening, you're now
smart TVs. Yeah, I actually saw an article. I actually saw an article that sort of alluded to what you just said, that smart TVs are that smart, right? Like there's a microprocessor in your smart TV. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, some people are using their phone, right, as their remote, right? And then, you see commercials with a QR code, of course, all the time now.
I'm thinking ultimately the end of all of this, David, wouldn't it be wild if your wife left you for a highlight player?
All right, David, thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, it's weird, man. And this has been... Yeah, this has happened for a while now, this type of thing.
Listen,
but I just found it super duper odd this morning that I just began that search and that's what it filled out.
It has skipped up, I think, though. I definitely think there's been a more comprehensive effort. And I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle. All right, so should we take a break now?
We got to take a break now.
Robert Irvine is going to be joining us in a moment, so we want to chat with him. But a reminder, just to... wrap this whole thing up. Kathy's Her Story.
Yeah.
Her feature is going to now air on WMMR at 7 a.m. every single Sunday morning. So make sure that you tune in and hear about these great stories of these ladies making a difference in our world. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Metro traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kat. So our next guest is going to be doing a few appearances. One of them very soon, Tuesday. At the Pennsylvania Convention Center. But then again, the special guest at the Oceans Calling Festival, not till September, but the Ocean City Boardwalk, that event's turning into a really big thing. Nick, you were talking about some of the lineup on that.
Yeah, I was supposed to go 2 years ago for a lot of the bands that are going to be there this time around. It got flooded out. There were these awful rains, and Robert was going to do that 2 years ago. I'm psyched that he's coming back this year.
Yeah, Dave Matthews Band, Killers, Blink-182, a whole bunch of great bands. That's just naming a couple of them. All right, anyhow, but Tuesday is the Flower Show at the Pennsylvania Convention Center.
Yes.
And our good friend Robert Irvine is going to be there. Robert.
How are you doing, guys?
We're good, bud. How you, man?
The girls?
The girls are doing well as well, actually. So
yeah. Where are you at these days?
So I'm actually about to open a brand new dining facility in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, right after this. So and then to D.C. for a very big power lunch tomorrow.
How many restaurants and Robert Irvine associated restaurants are currently in operation?
Well, there's one inside the Pentagon. It's the only full-size restaurant in the Pentagon. Then we have Tropicana, which will be unfortunately torn down some point in after the 2nd of April, but we're looking to repurpose and remove that to somewhere else. But that's about it. The rest is just military feeding.
Oh. How many levels of security clearance have you now achieved since you've been in the Pentagon?
Let's put it this way. I can walk in and out of buildings and rooms with no phones.
Very nice. What about your Vegas restaurant?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's closing because they're going to put the Oakland A's stadium there. So that closes on April the 2nd. But on the 30th, I'm going to have a big blowout bash there and drink all the liquor and take all the...
That's what happens, right? When a restaurant shuts down, you got to use everything up, right?
Well, I don't want to leave it for the workers.
Nice, man. But you're popping in town. Irvine Spirits. Tuesday is what you're doing this appearance in conjunction with, right?
Yeah, I'm with the Fine Wine and Good Spirits. It'll be at the Flower Show for one day only on Tuesday, March the 5th. And it's going to be exciting. Open from noon till 8 p.m. I'll be there from 1 to 3 and again 5 to 7 to chat and sign. And remember, all the money that we make from Irvine Spirits, portion that goes into our foundation to do great stuff for the men and women who wear the cloth of our nation, our emergency services.
Yes, it's awesome.
Robert, you gave us a bottle of the gin last time you were here. It's great, by the way. I had some. And years ago, I didn't know until a few years ago, that in the UK that gin is one of the preferred drinks. It's one of the preferred libations, and I was not aware of that. What's a great way in your mind to have a Robert Irvine gin?
Well, it's so funny. Tom Collins, I was drinking them all last night with the firefighters in California. I was at a fire convention yesterday with some amazing folks. And I was drinking Tom Collins most of the night, and that's not why I sound hoarse. The day before that, I was in Miami Beach doing Food and Wine Festival and screaming at 300 women and 10 guys doing a fitness workout.
Nice.
So
Tom Collins is what you recommend, though?
Absolutely. Because my gin is not very juniper forward.
Okay.
It's very citrusy. There is juniper there, but it's very clean. We make it right there in Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
We're taking care of the workers in Pennsylvania. Not only that, but Big Crunch in Pittsburgh. So I'm a PA guy.
I like that it's not too juniper heavy. I appreciate it. I don't have quite the palate for gin, so that's appealing to me personally.
I call it the non-gin drinker's gin.
Okay.
So it's not like drinking a Christmas tree.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
You know who wants to drink a Christmas tree? Are there any other spirits that you're planning to go after with it to add to your bar, so to speak?
Oh well, we'll be looking at espresso martini small cans right now. Pop in and off you go. But there's a lot in the pipeline to come. But that's my first one. Is the espresso martini. Those are martini.
Those are popular. Yeah. So I don't drink, but my wife definitely will dabble with the espresso stuff and those and chocolate martinis and things of that nature.
Well, we're launching in stores in Pennsylvania in March on that one, so she'll get a piece.
Nice.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, Bob's your uncle.
Absolutely. We just learned that phrase, Bob's your uncle, this morning.
I love it. We should name it or something.
So obviously,
you have to have the other end. Fanny's your aunt.
Yeah, we looked up the origin of Bob's your uncle, and we found out it was a case of nepotism back in the 1800s. But we didn't know where the Fanny's your aunt came from. But I guess it's just a follow up to that. I don't really know. Hey, so you're going to be doing signings and all that stuff. When are you getting in town? Just Tuesday that day?
Yes, that morning. Yeah.
You know what you need to do? You need to do Robert Irvine's travel tips because you travel more than any human being that I think we've ever encountered.
That's a good point, but we do. We travel about 345 days a year.
Oh, my Jesus.
15 years, sorry. And it's kind of crazy from one coast to the other, from one country to another. Anything that we can do to support our military is my thing. You know that.
Yes.
Do you know every single flight attendant in the working force?
Well, definitely on American Airlines, yes.
I mean, it must be obviously. Honestly, why hasn't an airline finally picked up on you and made you a spokesperson?
Yeah.
Well, the beautiful thing is that American Airlines does give us about 30 million miles to the Robert Irvine Foundation, and people can check out what we do with that. We take our troops all around the world. In June, we're taking 300 folks to Normandy. It'd probably be their last time. And then straight from Normandy, 100 wounded warriors to Scotland to do a 56-mile march. That's 1,000 coalition were wounded. So people can check it out at robertirvinefoundation.org. You'll see what we do.
With you being a celebrity who publicly and openly and promotes, supporting the military, how close are you to other celebrities that do that? We were just talking about Gary Sinise. He had an unfortunate situation. His son passed away.
Well, I was with Gary, and you found out the news about his son yesterday. I knew that a lot sooner, obviously, because I'm very close with Gary and his foundation. Literally, Mac and I were friends, so it's a sad time. He died in January, and my heart's breaking, and prayers and thoughts go out to the family. Look, it's never easy to lose a child, but Mac suffered tremendously for a lot of years.
Yeah,
and it is.
But people like
there's one thing I'm happy about that he's not suffering anymore.
Yes,
that's what Gary had said in a statement as well. So you and Gary and some of the other high profile names, you guys are all in kind of a bit of a club where you all know each other.
Look, I talk to Gary every couple of days. We've been together for 16 years. we do the Invincible Spirit Festivals. He's helped me with my foundation. I was just with him 2 weeks ago in San Diego, which I never thought he would do, feeding the men and women at San Diego Naval Medical Center. So, he plays the music. I get up there, bang the drums, and I suck at it. But he always knows when I'm there because he turns around because it's in his ears.
Hey, you screw around with the drums?
Oh yeah, I suck at it. I do it just to annoy him.
Oh, that's great.
Well, speaking of drums and music, Robert, I'm curious about the connection that you have to the Dave Matthews Band. I know you guys you saw him in Camden last summer, the summer before, and then you guys were supposed to be a part of this Ocean's Calling 2 years ago. That it got flooded, it got rained out, and now it's back in September 27 to 29 this year. So what was that original connection?
Well, it's originally from Sean Frost, who was a friend of Justin, and then we got hooked up, and then we became Dave. I'm a big fan of Dave's anyway in the band, but it was really through Sean, and we've been friends ever since. And same with Mark Roberge from OAR. They have partnered with us for this whole festival with our foundation, taking care of us so we can take care of Breaking Bread for Heroes with the men and women and our first responders. So last year, it was so amazing. Not only was the band, all the bands just off the charts crazy, but the following morning after some of the concerts, we fed all the first responders, the police officers, firefighters, ambulance men of Ocean City, Maryland, and it was absolutely amazing. And all the bands came up and talked to the firefighters, and police officers.
It's great.
It was just something special. And you know what? When you think about 100,000 people, and by the way, if your listeners are listening to this is going to sell out in less than 24 hours for 2024. I guarantee it. It's an amazing event, something I have never seen before. That many people and no trouble.
That's great.
No trouble.
Yeah, with that amount of people, you're going to guarantee there's going to be some issues here and there. But that's great to hear that nothing. And by the way, those tickets go on sale tomorrow, mind you.
The thing I love the most, look, you've got Blink 182 on Friday, you got the Killers on Saturday, Dave Matthews Band on Sunday, and so many other things. And there's one thing that I would tell the listeners, excuse me, OAR do a special set on Sunday with a bunch of friends. Oh my God, it's drop the mic, walk out, unbelievable. And in between all the music, we've got a culinary stage with me, Amanda Freitag, Mark Murphy, and get this, hosted by the funniest human being on this planet, Jason Biggs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Biggs.
That's so freaking cool. So, the headliners are incredible, but then the support acts like the Beach Boys, Boys to Men, Counting Crows, Mount Joy, who I love Mount Joy. They're local. They're two of those guys went to the same high school as me. Bare Naked Ladies also on Sunday.
Blues Traveler.
Yeah, beginning to end. Blues Travel, by the way.
Hello.
But Blues Travel is doing 4.
Lineup.
Yeah. Beginning to end, top to bottom. Cage of the Elephant's on it as well. It's nonstop great music. Revivalists are on it as well.
Look, if you don't get a ticket to this, you might as well go and sit in a corner and cry, because I went last year, and I've got to tell you, I was absolutely blown away. And by the way, Casey, I didn't cook for the people with crock pots.
Dude, you failed them.
You failed them. You failed them.
I can show you a video of 100,000 people watching a cooking demonstration and then going to one stage to the left and one to the right. And I've got to tell you, I have never seen so many people, as I said, enjoying great music, bopping away, buying each other drinks. And it's so funny because Mark Roberge and OAR not only support our foundation from a financial standpoint and whatever else, but they're also on our advisory council. We literally walked down Ocean City, Maryland, and we bought everybody French fries and the kids cuddly toys. It was unbelievable.
Oh, man, it sounds terrific. And again, Preston, Big Head Todd of the Monsters.
Yeah, love those guys.
Lisa Loeb.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa Loeb is awesome.
Larkin Poe.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lineup, man.
It really is.
So that's awesome. And that's not coming till September, but the tickets do go on sale tomorrow at 11 a.m. Oceanscallingfestival.com.
Robert, I needed to jump in here because we have a friend of the show. His name's Joe Holden. He is an anchor and reporter for CBS, and he wanted me to tell you personally he's a huge fan of your gin. So there you go.
Well, you tell him from me, I'm a huge fan of him and his company, and stand by for some news.
Then you get an insight, get a story.
Always have some kind of thing you're right on the edge of when you come on our show.
You're getting the scoop, boys.
All right.
Very soon.
All right, very soon.
I think we've the new saxophonist for the Dave Matthews Band.
No, drummer.
Oh, drummer. He said he sucked as a drummer.
They're kicking Carter out.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
He
out.
was just a saxophonist.
All right. Well,
hey, guys, not only can I suck at drumming, because you know that already, but I will give the exclusive when I let this news drop.
All right.
We'll stand by for your word. You let us know, and we'll have you patch right in. By the way, Steve and I were talking. I think you've been on this show more than any other guest we've ever had on in our 25 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like your number one groupie, but your number one fan. I may drop a couple of dollars.
It's been a long good relationship. In fact, I think you were one of you inducted us or helped present an award to us one time years ago. So we love the relationship.
You're the best, my man.
My friendship with you goes long and deep. So
absolutely, all right.
I love it.
Well, the Irvine Spirits bottle signing flower show Tuesday, March 5th, Pennsylvania Convention Center, and you can get tickets at phsonline.org. Great to hear from you, friend. We'll see you soon. Okay.
I appreciate you. I just wanted you to know that I get famous on the streets because they say, "Oh, we listen to you on President."
I'm sure that's it.
You're such a good guy. All right, thank you, Robert Irvine. Yes. Take care, bud. We'll see you soon. Oh my God, he's the best. He's the best. Excellent. All right, we have a little bit of time to play with, and we have a few things to give away.
Right.
That means contest time.
Yes.
Hey.
I would like us to play a game. We only did this once, and I don't remember if it went over well or not. But I would like to try it again. It's a game called Double Talk Trivia.
Oh my God, I love this.
You love this game?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so from time to time, say we're doing the bizarre file or I don't know what, talking about something, and Steve will attempt to say the same things that I am saying while I'm saying them. You just heard that. So what I'm going to do... Okay, hold on. I'm no good at that, by the way. I can't do that if someone is trying to speak and I try to do it at the same time. All right. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I have some very
gibberish,
easy trivia questions, but they're going to be made more difficult as Steve tries to, and he does not know. He does not know the question I'm going to ask, and he's going to try to mimic what I'm saying while I'm saying it. And you have to decipher it and give the answer, but the questions are very easy.
We actually had all of us do it last time, and you know who actually turned out to be pretty good?
Kathy?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did you guys all do it?
Yeah, we all took
every
turns.
time?
No, we did. There was like one, right?
There was one, I think, where everybody did.
Oh, okay. Because I remember Kathy being pretty.
We went around the room.
Yeah, I think that's what we did.
Each one of you did it one at a time. That's what it was.
Yeah,
let's do that.
And then for one of them, we did everybody doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try that out. 215-263-WMMR is the number. And we have a variety of prizes to give away, right, Case?
Oh, yeah. We've got movies and we've got tickets to comedy shows.
All right. So we'll go around movies and tickets to
comedy shows. Yes. It's good stuff.
All right, so we'll go around the room. Each one of you guys want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay. Steve's got to start.
Yeah. All right.
Most definitely. These are really easy questions. All right, we'll go to Noah to get started. Hey, Noah, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. All right, Noah, do you understand the concept of the contest?
Not really.
It's okay. That's right, because people were calling in while I was explaining it. All right.
And
so I will ask... Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Noah, I will ask a question.
Yeah.
It's very easy, but Steve is going to be talking at the same time and trying to say what I'm saying, even though he doesn't know what I'm going to say. And you have to give an answer.
Yep.
Okay, he got it.
Now he's clear on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Noah, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ready, Steve?
Yeah.
Which country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States?
He just hung up.
He hung up.
It's like, screw this.
These people are
He's like,
idiots.
There's something wrong with my phone. Getting a lot of static.
He was like, they're dumb. I don't want to do
It
this.
sounded like an angry hang up.
Yeah.
F you.
It sounded like he had an old cradle phone where you slam the phone, that receiver.
Who is this?
Yeah, and when you do slam the
He's
phone,
in the house.
slam the phone shut. Do they hear it any louder?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what?
I don't
Maybe
know.
in the days of the really old, like, sledgehammer receivers.
That's why
maybe.
you need to slam it down a few times and then
What you
hang
would
up.
get, though, when you would do that is you get the actual ringer in the phone and go, ding!
I did that one time. The bitch girlfriend of mine, Teresa, had pulled a no-show on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
What?
And she had called and was bitching up a storm to me, and I was at my buddy Steve's house, and I'm yelling at her, I'm screaming at her on the phone, and I slammed the phone down.
Did you break the phone?
No, well, not that. Right. Not with the slamming the phone down, but then I started punching the phone. He's like, dude, don't punch the phone. And I think I broke it. So, I do miss the old tactile feel of a real telephone.
And I have a line that I keep active, a landline, but I haven't used it. All I get on it is...
Yeah, robocalls and stuff. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to Brian next. Hey, Brian, good morning.
Hey, good morning to see you.
Good morning, Ed. All right, Brian, we're going to try this out. Casey, you ready to do this one?
Okay, I can do this.
All right, don't look.
I'm not looking.
All right, Brian, you know how the game works?
Yes.
Okay, let's begin. What was the name of the Robin Williams movie where he dressed up as an elderly British nanny?
You got another right.
I got what? I got the first right.
I think you tossed in a Smurvy there.
But then that's absolutely fine. There's nothing that says it has to be the words.
Brian, do you know the answer?
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Wait a second.
Well done.
How come the Statue of Liberty question?
The guy hung up.
The guy hung up, yeah.
Yeah.
The answer was France, by the way.
yeah.
Obviously, it was an easy one. So these are easy questions. All right, what do we have for Brian?
All right, press at the same time.
Okay.
You've won a pair of tickets for the No Apologies Tour featuring Tom Connor, Tammy Pescatelli, and Jim Florentine. Friday, July 19th
10
at
p.m.
the Deswick Theater in Glenside. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m.
And who's that for again, Case?
At AXS.com. This is for the No Apologies Tour featuring Tom Cotter, Tammy Pescatelli, and Jim Florentine.
We love all those guys.
Yeah.
All right, we will go to our next caller for Double Talk Trivia, and it is Ryan. We're going to play with Nick this time. Hey, Ryan, good morning.
Hey, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, Ryan. All right, do you understand how the game works?
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What is the name of the longest river in South America?
It's good.
That was actually really good.
Is that the Amazon?
Yes! Well done. All right, what do we have for him, Case?
All right, Ryan, I've got a pair of tickets for the No Apologies Tour featuring Tom Cotter, Tammy Pescatelli, Jim Florentine. That show is going to be Friday, July 19th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, and tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Via AXS.com.
Quick question, and I don't know why I'm asking this question, but have you ever had a desire with the right people to go down the Amazon at some point and explore the Amazon?
Not me personally.
Okay,
no,
because it's such a...
That's something you want to do, maybe?
Well, it's such a wealth of nature.
Yeah.
Right? Nick,
the Amazon scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd say. I'd have to go with people who knew what the F they were doing.
Yes.
And Kathy, it'd have to be like a luxury kind of thing, you know?
Steve, you want Rambo to be your guide.
Yeah.
And
I want to go with you on this. Shut up! You're going to get us killed.
all right, we'll try another one. Double Talk Trivia. This is Kevin next. Hi, Kevin. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. All right, Kev, you know how the game works?
Yes, I do.
All right, I think we've had enough play now that everybody does know. All right, Kathy is going to get to do this one.
All right.
And apparently she was pretty good from last time. So,
Apparently.
all right, here we go.
I remember. Yes, she was.
I got you, Kev.
All right, ready, Kev?
Yeah.
Let's begin. What is the name of the actor who played Jack in Titanic?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes!
Well, you picked also. It's a perfect for her.
Yeah.
Hang on, Kevin. Here's what we have for you.
Kev, you have our final copy of Mean Girls on digital. Do not miss the new twist on the modern classic. You can buy it on digital at participating retailers and get over 30 minutes of bonus features rated PG-13 from Paramount Pictures.
Renee Rapp is the queen bee in that, right? The singer is
Renee Rapp.
Right. She's
the new Mean Girls?
The new Mean Girls. And there's all sorts of social media. Apparently, girls are crushing on her big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking of Titanic. I'm like,
Renee Rapp is in Titanic?
The hell? I just watched that movie was on not that long ago. I forgot how good that movie actually is.
Titanic?
It's a great movie.
Yeah. They needed to pad it, though. There wasn't enough of a story.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I get
we
it.
know the story.
Yeah, we needed somebody to
did know
chase somebody
something
with a
else.
gun as everybody was dying.
I'm going to go next to Alex. Hi there, Alex.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Alex. All right, we're playing Double Talk Trivia. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Steve gets to do it this time.
All right.
Here we go. What was the basketball team that Kobe Bryant played
for?
The Lakers?
Yes!
See, I'm trying to gum it up a little bit.
Thanks, Alex.
Oh, my God.
Here's what we have for you.
We have a pair of tickets to see Andrew Schultz, the Life Tour. That's Saturday, August 24th at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Get ready to laugh, think, and maybe even shed a tear because that's life. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. at theoceanac.com.
How many more prizes do we
A
have?
whole bunch. We've got 2, 4, 5.
Okay. All right, we got enough to do here. All right, Casey gets to play this next one, and we'll go to Mark, our contestant. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, Benicio del Toro.
Javier
and to you as
Bardem
well.
to you. All right. So, Mark, we're going to play Double Talk Trivia. You ready?
Yeah, I am.
All right, me and Casey this time. I'm trying to hide my mouth.
I'm
the
not even
microphone.
looking at your mouth. I'm just trying to feel it.
Just trying to feel the mouth.
All right.
Everyone is.
And I have to decide whether I'd speak quickly or slowly.
Slowly is the best. And I would say, I tried to gum it up a little bit so I'm not completely repeating.
Yeah. If you could do it slow, that would be best.
La 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 la.
Here we go.
All right.
Which planet?
Come on, man.
See, I think slow doesn't work.
All right, no, you got to go faster.
Yeah.
All right.
In our solar
wait,
system.
can you start all over again? Oh,
okay.
Well, now it's ruined.
No,
New
no.
question. New question.
Oh.
All right. Because that one was, by the way, that one was going to be which planet in our solar system is the largest?
Saturn.
No, it's Jupiter. All right, here we go.
All right.
You still on the line, Mark?
I'm right here.
All right, let's try this again. Here we go. At what age did Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix die?
Jimmy Pants.
Jimmy Pants.
Did I say Jimmy Pants?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's answer, Mark.
Yeah, go Jimmy Page.
What'd you say?
Jimmy Page?
No, it's Jimmy.
He didn't.
No, incorrect. Sorry.
All right, sorry, bro.
No, it's at what age?
Yeah.
Right? You guys.
Well, he has to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't reiterate what it was.
Yeah. I almost gave it away, but
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
The answer was 27.
Oh, I thought it was 26.
No.
27
In fact,
Club.
there's a book called 27. That is.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom was 26.
I thought she was a singer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx,
oh my God!
All right, Nick's turn, and we go to Patrick. What are you laughing at?
Jimmy Pants.
Jimmy Pants.
Did I say Jimmy Pants?
did. I think you might have said Jimmy Pants.
It was Jimi Hendrix that we were trying to say. All right. Hi, Patrick.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. All right, Patrick, we are playing Double Talk Trivia. We have a simple question for you, but it's harder when someone else is trying to talk on top of it and anticipate what the question is. Let's see if you get it right. This is Nick that's doing the Double Talk. You ready, Nick?
Yeah.
Here we go. Tiger Woods is known for which sport?
First sport.
Which sport?
First sport.
All right, Patrick.
Appreciate the layup, guys. I'm going to go with golf.
Yeah! That's correct. Hang on. Questions are very easy. What's up, Case? What do
All
we got
right.
for him?
Patrick.
You won a pair of tickets for the No Apologies Tour featuring Tom Cotter, Tammy Pescatelli, and Jim Florentine, Friday, July 19th at the Keswick Theater, Glenside. Tickets are on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. via AXS.com.
All right. Next up is Andrew. Hi there, Andrew.
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Gardner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck.
There.
Well done.
All right, Patrick, or I'm sorry, no, this is Andrew we have. All right, Andrew, it's Kathy that is going to try to speak along. You ready, bud?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Kathy. In which U.S. state is Area 51 located?
Nevada.
Yes, Kathy, you are good at this. You're really good.
Watching your lips.
I'll try to hide them next time. All right, Andrew, here's what we have for you.
Andrew, you got to pick it.
You got to pick it.
He can't even do it by himself.
Dude, welcome to the club.
You pick it too.
That's a pair of tickets to see Andrew Schultz. Man, I was going to have so much fun because his name's Andrew, and then he won tickets to see Andrew.
It was a match made in heaven.
It's the Life Tour, Saturday, August 24th at the Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. at theoceanac.com.
All right. I'm going to do this with my eyes closed when you do it.
All right, very good. We'll go to Adam.
My eyes
next.
are closed right now.
Hi. Hey, Adam. I want to point out that Steve hit that button with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even know. He's got like 3-4 buttons in front of him. He got the right one.
Could have been the bear.
All right, Adam, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Steve,
All right,
let's
here we go.
begin. Which poet wrote the iconic poem,
song,
The Raven?
Read by them.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes!
That's harder when you can't see your lips.
Yeah, it is hard.
I heard you guys say poem and raven.
Poem and Raven he got.
There you go.
That's all you needed.
That's all you needed. Perfect, Adam. Hang on line. Here's what we have for you.
You have a pair of tickets for the No Apologies Tour featuring Tammy Pescatelli, Jim Florentine, and Tom Cotter. That's going to be on Friday, July 19th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, and tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. via AXS.com.
By the way, I would suck at this. Just one case. You want to read one? Just pick one near the back because I only looked at that front page.
Okay.
You should get to play.
Let's see if I can do it. 'Cause
someone.
I am not good at this at all, but I'll try it. We will go next to Matt and see if he can play. Hi, Matt.
Yeah, Zeus.
Zeus.
All right, so Matt, this time around, Casey's going to read. I'm going to try to speak along with, and let's see if you can get the answer correct. All right, Case.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. What is sodium chloride referred to as?
Salt.
Yes!
There you go.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we have for you, Matt.
Hey, Matt, you have our final pair of tickets for the Keswick Comedy Show with Tom Cotter, Tammy Pescatelli, Jim Florentine. That's the No Apologies Tour, Friday, July 19th, and tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. via AXS.com.
All right.
So a lot of times in conversation, when you know the context of the conversation, that makes, for me, when I do that, when you're speaking, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I have a couple of different pathways. Sure. When you have a stone cold, you don't know what the question is going to be at all. Then I think it's funny to just blurb it up.
My best friend Steve does it with me all the time because he knows it cracks me up, and it never fails to make me laugh when somebody starts doing that. You'll do it sometimes too.
I do.
All right, let's go to how many more prizes do we have?
We only have one.
Oh, one left.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So who's
should everybody do it?
Yes, we did it last time with everyone.
Okay, I will go to Brian. Hey, Brian. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Wonderful. All right, Brian. So everybody is going to
do it
this
time.
This time.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult, but let's give it a shot. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Which famous artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes.
Ready?
Which famous artist painted the Mona Lisa?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, yes!
He's my favorite artist.
Sorry, Brian. Incorrect.
It's Monty Rushmore.
It was Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, it was also in Titanic.
Dumb question, but did Rushmore carve Mount Rushmore? Why is it called Mount Rushmore?
That's the name of the mountain.
That was the mountain.
That's the name of the mountain.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much, everybody.
Like it was Gus Everest.
Let me go next to William. All right, William, you there, bud?
Yes.
All right, we're going to try this again. Everybody's joining in. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Eyes closed.
Who was the 16th president of the United States
of America?
Amen.
Is that Abraham?
Yes! Nice job.
Amen.
I thought there was more.
Amen. All right, Williams, last prize. What do we
It's
have?
our final pair of tickets to see Andrew Schultz, The Life Tour, Saturday, August 24th at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale Friday at 9 a.m. at theoceanac.com.
All right, I'm going to do this is just for fun. This is just out loud. But I want to see if you guys can, if something happens here. All right?
Are we all doing it at the same time?
Everybody's doing it at the same time. You ready? Here we go. All right. Who said that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down?
The medicine go down.
There it is.
Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of
Sugar!
In the most delightful
way.
Preston, can you do me a favor?
Can you do me?
Entertain me for a moment. All right, so you see this, and when Steve hit the sound effect button with his eyes closed, it made me think about something. I want to just try this out one time, just one time. I'm going to close my eyes.
All right, and I want you to cut my balls.
I want you to cut my balls off, like
Cup, not
like,
cut. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the Dupont guy. You guys know he cut his own balls off, right?
I did not know.
Yeah, dude. RC,
Cut him off?
RC.
Not John Dupont.
John Dupont apparently
Castrated himself?
Nobody would castrate himself. So what he ended up doing, I heard RC told this story on Delco Live. Apparently he had a pond on his property, and he drove his car to the pond. He took out a pocket knife,
cut his balls off,
castrated himself. Then he drove the car into the pond, and then his story to the authorities was that the pocket knife, during the accident, slipped and cut his things off.
Nick is looking that up now. I know he had some nutty stuff. I talked to some people. I knew that he had some nutty stuff.
You didn't even mean to do that. It was great.
But I talked to some people that used to work at the country club over there and said there was a story there. There was one of the houses, not the main residence, but one of the other houses on the property over there, that John Dupont had a tank.
Yes,
He legitimately had a tank, and he could shoot dummy rounds out of it. And there was
mannequins?
No, rounds that wouldn't explode.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And apparently the family didn't like the girlfriend he was seeing at the time, and they didn't want him to bring her to Thanksgiving. And so he pulled up in front of the house and started shooting the house with dummy rounds from his tank.
Wow.
That's apparently the word that happened. Nick is looking up the
self-castration
thing. I don't know if that's...
It's nothing.
You would have think that would have been in the
big
movie
story.
Foxcatcher.
Yeah,
you
because I
know?
know he had a thing called the Nut Hut. Is that where he kept?
When you look him up on Wikipedia, the entry literally says John Dupont / American murderer.
Yeah. Well, yes.
All right, back to what I want to ask you to do for me here, Press.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I want to close my eyes, okay? And I want you to pick a sound effect in any of these four windows here. And I want to see how close I can get to hitting the sound effect.
Just by muscle memory.
All right. Close
And
your eyes, because we have a touch screen in front of us. Casey uses it all day long.
Now put it back in the deck.
Casey,
my eyes are closed now.
I would like you to play, let's see, one that we use enough where I think that you would know. All right, do Tommy Want Wingy.
Okay, that's all the way down here.
Okay.
That's right.
He's touching it and nothing is happening.
Stop it.
You're too low. You're not hitting effects.
Tommy wants
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you. All right, that's
Did you
all.
do that with your eyes closed?
I did.
Close your eyes again.
Okay.
What? You on one universal page?
Yeah, there are 4 sections to this.
Okay, all right.
and there's loads of sound effects.
All right.
Do the "I love you, man" yell.
Okay.
Hold on. Nope.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
I knew it was that.
That's it.
One more and then we'll call it a day.
One more and then we're done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This time, do the. Like I said, I want to find ones that he would do the elephant sound effect.
Wait.
That's the
You're close.
bell elephant of India.
He's very close. No.
There you go. It's the elephant.
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Hang on a second here. Nick found a little kernel of knowledge for us.
Okay.
During October 2015, Mark Schultz, that was the wrestler who was killed, right?
No, it's the brother.
Oh, it was his brother?
Dave Schultz was.
Dave Schultz. That was his
The
brother.
one played by Channing Tatum.
Mark Schultz revealed that when Dupont was about 30 years old, a horse he was riding threw him onto a fence, resulting in an injury to his testicles. They became infected and had to be removed, resulting in androgynous characteristics for the remainder of his life.
Huh.
So what about cutting his own nuts off with a pocket knife by a pond?
So maybe that's apocryphal. I'm not sure. I mean, who knows how these stories evolve.
Maybe that's he and the horse conspired to create this story.
Yeah. You never know when it comes to nuts being cut off.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, he shot and killed Dave Schultz in 1996.
See,
I remember that.
I clearly remember that.
Yeah, that's when I first moved to the area.
When I graduated from high school, we the graduation ceremony was at the Dupont Pavilion in Villanova's campus.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful area.
Well, yeah, but shortly after that, Steve, it was no longer called the Dupont Pavilion.
Yeah.
And you remember that just about that time, Preston's back at Y100. That's when we met the, I guess, the niece.
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. And she had a lot of money in her portfolio at that time.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's a bizarre, fascinating story. That whole family. I mean, just the riches and everything that came with it, and some of the things that were covered up and hidden, and then obviously John Dupont and his whole deal.
But it speaks to that notion that, I mean, listen, money can certainly alleviate issues in life and make things easier, but with stuff like that can also come a whole wealth of other issues.
God, in that movie, and obviously they take a few liberties with it, but they illustrate how,
like the pond nut cutting scene.
Well, where he was in his life, and how badly he wanted to be a great wrestler. That they would pay people off to lose to him in these public matches, and they show this guy who just let John, who was clearly outmatched, pin him, and the guy's walking away and they're giving him money. He just seems disgusted with himself that he did that, but they made him an offer that was like, dude, just throw this one match and we'll give you X thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And they were doing that just to appease him. It was, and Steve Carell, wow.
Yeah.
Barely recognizable in that movie. It's a disturbing film. Okay.
Yes.
With that, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. I'll remind you, we have a secret text word, so get on that. If you have not done that yet, we have tickets to see Andrew Schultz. The live tour Saturday, August 24th at Oceans Casino Resort in Atlantic City. The tickets go on sale Friday at 9 a.m. at theoceanac.com. But you can win some by texting the word secret to 39333. We'll come back in a minute and get you some bizarre file stories, so stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
3-3 WMMR.
All right, let's do this.
Now, WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Live Casino and Hotel. Philadelphia Live Casino presents comedian Marlon Wayans on March 8th. Tickets are on sale now at livecasinophilly.com. A lawsuit claims that a teacher brought swords to a school to have students fight one another in the classroom.
Fight.
Also claims that it was caught on camera, and now the family of a student who was injured by one of the swords is suing.
It seems so good on paper.
Instead of hearing a teacher's lesson in chemistry class, attorneys say that you would have heard swords clinking as students take each other on in a makeshift classroom arena, all at the instruction of their teacher. Jessica Hernandez, one of the mothers, said, or one of the attorneys said, it was total shock. She's representing one of the students' families.
Today we're going to have a lesson in how to survive.
What isn't shocking?
You ever wonder how I got these smile eyes?
What isn't shocking is what happened next. The student got a major cut on her wrist and ended up at the emergency room. The family of the injured student is now suing Albuquerque Public Schools, and the teacher, they say, is responsible.
It's insane.
According to the lawsuit, the teacher told the students she had a surprise that day and brought out 2 swords. The suit says that she put on a timer, had them clear away the desks, and instructed them to take turns fighting each other. Attorneys claim that some of the fighting activity was captured on cell phone video taken by the victim right before she was selected to fight. In the video, you can see students battling with swords and hearing them laughing, all while the teacher is looking on and watching the timer.
They had a mistake because this was Russian Roulette Wednesdays that they brought the swords in.
According to an incident report, the assistant principal claimed the teacher had brought the swords to discuss the science of metal and melding, but answered no when asked if the injury violated the school rules. He also is named in the lawsuit.
There's got to be a better way to discuss metal than having a sword fight.
The cut severed nerves and tendons and required the student to get surgery. The student has permanent damage to her wrist, by the way. Fans and former employees of the last Hooters to close its doors in West Virginia gathered outside the former restaurant for a candlelight vigil ahead of the building's demolition. The Hooters Eatery in Kanawha City, Charleston, closed during the pandemic in March 2020, never reopened, with developers eventually announcing that The building would be demolished to make way for a Sheetz gas station.
They're scaling up.
Organizers said the candlelight vigil started out as a joke between friends, but it took off on social media, and hundreds of people, including some former Hooter employees, turned out to pay a tribute to the restaurant.
All we are saying.
Leo Browning was one of the organizers of the event and said Hooters corporate office learned of the vigil and plans and mailed a box of calendars to be distributed to the building's mourners.
I think I've only ever been to an actual Hooters on site twice.
Oh, okay.
You know?
I've been a bunch of times.
Yeah. I mean, they used to come in a lot when we were, years ago and bring their, wings and stuff. Yeah.
You can go to the original one in 2 weeks, Steve. We're going to drive right
That's
past
right.
it in
Right down there. Clearwater, yeah.
Browning said the vigil ended up being more than a tribute to beloved restaurant. It also raised money for a local family in need. He said one of our close friends' daughter, she was just diagnosed with a very, very rare disease, and it's very serious. If she doesn't get help, she may no longer be with us. So they're raising money and ended up being a good cause.
Remember the Hooters they had on the Delaware River?
Absolutely. Semi-submerged.
Yeah.
And now it's part of a reef.
Yeah.
It's like for the fish now can enjoy busty waitresses.
Yep. They went and submerged that on purpose, and Family Dollar Stores, a subsidiary of Dollar Tree, pleaded guilty Monday to holding food, drugs, cosmetics, and other items under insanitary conditions at now closed rodent-infested distribution center in West Memphis, Arkansas.
It's not the official name, is it?
No. They faced one misdemeanor count of causing FDA-regulated products to become adulterated while being held under insanitary conditions at the facility. The company entered into a plea deal. They're going to pay $41 million, essentially. Yeah, so the company began receiving reports in August 2020 of mouse and pest issues with deliveries to stores. They admitted that by January 2021, some of its employees were aware that the insanitary conditions caused FDA-regulated products held at the warehouse to become adulterated in violation of federal law. They continued to ship the products, and upon inspection, revealed live rodents, dead and decaying rodents, rodent feces, urine, and odors, and evidence of gnawing and nesting throughout the facility.
Sounds magical.
Subsequent fumigation of the facility resulted in the reported extermination of 1,270 rodents in this one location.
Rico.
Yeah.
Lonnie.
So, oh no.
David.
So,
quick question.
Yes.
And I don't know why I'm asking you this, or just in general, do rats prey on mice? Is there a pecking order, or can they exist symbiotically, or?
Good question.
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they have a well-documented tendency to kill and eat mice, Steve.
How about that?
This is according to National
You
Geographic.
have mice in your house, bring in rats.
Man, I was getting off the Belmont exit 2 days ago, yesterday, and right off the Schuylkill, and I saw a giant rat crossing from right to left. Kathy, I thought about you immediately, how you would have sped up to run that sucker over. Sucker. I meant to say sucker.
Wow.
Nick is passionate about the rat problem.
I meant sucker. I swear in my head I had sucker coming out.
Yeah, well, that's not what came out.
No, the mouth did something different than the brain.
And that often happens to you.
Oh, my God.
Didn't you do this just the other week?
Yeah, I shouldn't be on the show anymore. Honestly.
The best ever was Bill Weston, though.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
Ever.
An explosive, loud, clear, robust F-bomb.
That one's for you, YouTube.
All right, last story. This is a cute one, okay? So a Texas woman is giggling at a recent mishap that occurred when she went to order a bouquet of flowers. Sarah Hollingsworth from Austin, Texas, runs a baby registry company called the Poppy List, and she recently called a local flower shop to order a bouquet of poppy flowers to take with her to an exhibit in San Diego. She said, I said I wanted some poppy flowers as it's the name of my company, but also the flower of California. She said that her parents picked up the flowers in California a few days later when they realized there was a little bit of a miscommunication. She said, at first I was like, wait, these aren't poppies. I took off the wrapping and I saw that these weird googly eyes were on the flowers, and I thought, what are they doing here? They looked like hydrangeas, and they were a bouquet of flowers that they made into the shape of a puppy, not a poppy.
Oh my God. Adorable.
It's hilarious. And she was.
They did a good job.
It's really
looking
cute.
at it.
But she said she was crying laughing at the thought of the mishap. And she said, it was funny thinking about it because I remember the clerk asking me how many I wanted, which I thought was strange. And Hollingsworth said that she recalled questioning the worker on the phone, but ultimately telling her, I'm not sure, I guess 2. And sure enough, Hollingsworth ended up with a bouquet of 2 puppies instead of poppies. Although it wasn't the poppy bouquet of flowers she originally ordered, Hollingsworth said that she was so impressed with the design that she kept the puppy bouquet. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, Kath, we need a winner for secret text word. Who is it going to be?
10.
All right, caller number 10 at 215-263-WMMR. If you happen to know the secret text word, then you can win. We'll get our random winner on top of that. We'll come back with lesson question, trash, and music news.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Wednesday morning. Warm today. Temperature of about 65 degrees. Our high temp this afternoon. But rain coming along with it. And whipping wind, too. So there's some wind advisories. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow, we're looking at a cooler day. High 43. Partly cloudy skies. And Friday, 51. And mostly sunny here in our area. We'll be in the mountains on Friday for a cardboard classic. And as you were pointing out, Steve, the day before, the low temperature is below freezing. So
yes.
Hoping for some fresh pat as we get ready. Pow, pow, pow. Kapow, pow. Kaboomba. For Friday. And come and join us. Hopefully, even just a last minute drive up. I know I've had a couple of friends that are just like, you know what, I'm going.
Yeah.
And they just go and drive up and check it out and leave right after. You can certainly do that.
And honestly, there's enough things in town, restaurants and things to do. Hell, hang out and go to the multiplex.
Yep. All right, so let's go to the phones and see if we can get a winner for Secret Text Word. Caller number 10 is Mike. Hey there, Mike.
Hey, what's happening?
Yo, Mike, we are looking for the secret text word. Do you know it?
That would be chalkboard.
Yeah. Well done, buddy. Hang on. We'll get your information, and we are going to give you a pair of tickets to see Andrew Schultz, The Life Tour. Saturday, August 24th at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. You can get ready to laugh, think, and maybe even shed a tear because that's life. Tickets go on sale Friday, 9 a.m. at theoceanac.com. Then we'd also like to congratulate our random texter, Matthew Byrne, and Matthew is from Downingtown, PA, and we're going to set him up with the exact same thing. So congrats to you both. Let's do the lesson question for today because we have a separate prize that we're going to give away for that. We have a pair of tickets as MMR rocks Kings of Leon, the Can We Please Have Fun Tour, Monday, September 23rd at the Man. And question that we'll ask this morning is, what kind of filling does Ben Affleck / Batman want in his delicious baked goods? See if you can get it at least in the ballpark.
Yeah.
215-263-WMMR. What kind of filling does Ben Affleck / Batman want in his delicious baked goods? That was around 7 a.m. 215-263-WMMR. If you know the answer, call now. And while you're doing that, we'll do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's get those stories. Steve's, what's up?
You got it. The 31-year-old former NFL quarterback known as Johnny Manziel revealing during a recent interview that he lost 40 pounds while doing cocaine. Manziel says he's thankful those days are behind him, and he says he's happy he's learned to freebase Ozempic.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Madonna still attending some bruising after a mishap on stage last week, which saw her go toppling backward off of a chair. Fortunately for the Material Girl, her new adult diapers are equipped with airbags.
Oh, my God.
And finally, this is just unbelievable. Kanye West's wife, Bianca Censori, strolling the streets of Paris on Tuesday in see-through pants that fully exposed her butt and vagina. Ironically, Censori walked past a prostitute getting arrested for wearing the same outfit. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
Let's go to the phones and see if somebody knows the answer to this. What kind of filling does Ben Affleck / Batman want in his delicious baked goods? We'll go to Ed and see if we can find out. Hi, Ed. Morning.
Good morning, bitches.
All right, bitch.
Strawberry.
What is... All right, Ed, what does Batman want in his delicious baked goods?
Strawberry.
Yeah. Strawberry jam. You got it. Hang on, buddy. Got it right, Ed. We're going to give you those tickets as MMR rocks Kings of Leon, the Can We Please Have Fun Tour, Monday, September 23rd at the Man. And special guest, Fantogram, Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. You can go to WMMR.com for Thursday's pre-sale password and for another chance to win tickets, so go for it. All right, music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Pow, 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 pow.
Kaboom Bob. All right. On April 26th, the 40th anniversary of the release Def Leppard, they're releasing Pyromania, a box set. They will reissue Pyromania as a super deluxe edition box set. The 4 CD package with Blu-ray will contain unheard demos, rough mixes, and live shows from that era with performances from Germany and Los Angeles. Originally released in 1983, the album sold more than 10 million copies and earned a prestigious Diamond Award early in their careers.
Huge album.
That was an important album to me. When that hit and they had Photograph and Rock of Ages, I mean, it was, and MTV had come into its own by that point.
It was in the sweet spot.
And they had a great video, and it was just, I went to that tour, I went to that concert, and it was fantastic. It was one of my first concerts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was it was really, really cool. I was probably I think I was in 8th grade at the time. And it was a great record. And Rock Till You Drop is on that as well. So 40 years ago, that's crazy. Slash and Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Serj Tankian of System of a Down are among more than a dozen artists that will be a part of an upcoming rock opera album. It's being composed by Bear McCreary, known for his work on The Walking Dead and God of War, and he's putting this together.
Well, I love both those things.
Out on May 10th, the release will be prompted by a special live concert at the Florida Theater in Los Angeles 2 days later. So some of the other people, Kim Thale of Soundgarden, I didn't get a chance to look at this. Scott Ian of Anthrax. There's a whole bunch on here.
It's apparently God of War meets Music Man.
Some I don't know. Joe Satriani, Buck Dharma of Blue Oyster Cult. Let's see.
Joe Satriani, man, that cat really knows how to play.
He does.
You better watch out for him.
You better watch out for him. Rufus Wainwright. I'm just scanning this because
this cat really knows how to play guitar.
Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd?
Lord of the Rings. He's in on this too. So what? I said Lloyd of the Rings.
I know.
Pleased to meet you, Lord. Perhaps you can help us in our quest to retrieve the ring.
I would watch
Lloyd. And this is Donnie, he's your brother. Nice to meet you as well.
Or is it Lloyd from
Lloyd Christmas?
Dumb and Dumber? Yeah, Lloyd of the Rings.
I would watch Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And you're looking for a gentleman named Samsonite?
Swanson.
Samsonite was way off.
It started with an S, though.
That's a bit in the making,
You're
right?
from Austria? Good day.
Lloyd of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Lloyd of the Rings.
Lloyd!
Do you want to hear the most annoying sound ever?
Have you seen the photo of Ian McKellen and the guy that played Saruman in the golf cart on set?
No. I'd love to see that.
Costume?
You know what I did?
You're talking about
It's
Christopher Lee.
fantastic.
Christopher Lee, yes. Yeah. And Steve, they're just going from one part of the set to the other.
Oh, they were buddies.
Somewhere
they
in
had
New
a great
Zealand.
time.
Yeah, it's a great photo of the two of them.
it.
But the idea of these two characters that are just
Would you like to get the scone?
trying to destroy each other or riding around in a golf cart on a set.
My ass.
Christopher Lee, by the way, was a badass. He had a history in the military. He had, in fact, Ian Fleming, he's related to Ian Fleming. I believe they're cousins or even maybe closer. I don't know, maybe brothers.
He was Count Dooku, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he did the kind of espionage, a lot of it that ended up in the Bond movie.
Wow.
Bond movies and books.
Yeah. Well, now he's riding around a golf cart with Gandalf.
You want to play a few holes?
TikTok. TikTok says that it has started removing more music from its platform as part of a continuing row over royalties with Universal Music Group.
If you're on TikTok, have you noticed that there's been less?
It's happening on Instagram too, because I guess a video I posted months and months ago, they just removed the audio from it.
Okay. The app has already silenced songs by artists signed to the label, but now is having to do the same with writers, too. And this means that videos featuring songs by artists such as Harry Styles and Adele, who have written with Universal signed artists, could soon be muted. TikTok says up to 30% of what it calls popular songs could be lost. But some industry estimates say that up to 80% of all music on TikTok could be muted. That's because of something called split copyrights. In other words, if a songwriter signed a Universal Music Publishing arm has contributed even a tiny part to a song, that entire recording will, in theory, have to come down. That would include songs by artists on other labels, including the two remaining majors, Sony and Warner, and hundreds of independents. Universal's music was licensed to TikTok until earlier this year. They let the license lapse after failing to reach an agreement over how much the app should pay artists. And
Would that include New Kids on the Block?
I like when it just
Could you tell that I was still hiding a little laughter under my voice because I was thinking about that?
I'm just curious, would that include New Kids on the Block?
As a result, the label's recording catalog, which is around 3 million songs, was removed at the start of February. The publishing catalog deal runs out at the end of the week, which means another 4 million songs are expected to be pulled from the platform. Wow. Yeah. Universal has accused TikTok of bullying them by wanting to pay a fraction of the rate that other platforms do for their music. UMG says that just 1% of their total revenue comes from the platform now. We'll see. All right, and then finally, this story. The estate of disco legend Donna Summer filed a lawsuit in California federal court on Tuesday against Kanye West, accusing him of incorporating her 1977 hit I Feel Love into his new album without permission. We talked about this a little bit last week. Now it's official.
It's clearly,
The lawsuit said that Kanye and singer Ty Dolla $ign used instantly recognizable parts of her song in Good Don't Die, that's the name of the song, for their collaborative album Ventures 1 after the estate had explicitly rejected their request to sample it.
I mean, I don't know what the hell you're thinking.
Yeah. Don't do it. We're going to play a little bit of this, and then I'll expand on the story a little bit more. Here we go. Yeah, hear it immediately. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, this is Donna Summer.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Well, wait till you hear, yeah.
Okay, because this is a great song, by the way.
I love this song.
I saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers in concert one time, and they did it, and John Frusciante sang this part of it. It was really cool.
Preston, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
A lot of the music in the Warriors.
Yes. Okay, let's play Kanye's version of this. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is her
the melody.
song.
Yeah.
In the dark of night.
That's absolutely the melody.
Total ripoff.
Yeah.
Be up all night. Got my heart on ice. Don't die.
Don't die. Pizza pie.
Summers Estate said that it rejected a request to allow Kanye and to sample I Feel Love on February 3rd. The Summer Estate, they released in a statement, not only considered the immense commercial value of the I Feel Love composition, but also the potential degradation to Summer's legacy. West is known as a controversial public figure whose conduct has led numerous brands and business partners to disassociate from him.
Was it Giorgio Moroder who wrote that song?
Don't know.
The original Donna Summer version?
Not sure. The lawsuit said that Kanye and Griffin had re-recorded the hook of I Feel Love with a different singer for their album, despite the estate's absolute prohibition against the use of Summer's recording or a sound-alike. So, yeah, Steve, I don't know if Donna didn't write it, if she doesn't have writing credits on it or publishing
But
rights.
it's still, yeah.
Then they may not have a full lawsuit.
Are they taking her voice, though?
No, they had someone else do it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, yes, they did.
What's the name of the song?
I Feel Love.
Okay.
What's the song that they're dancing to in Trading Spaces when he first gets the mansion and the girl
it's not
takes...
that song, but it's similar to that.
Is it Donna Summer?
Oh, I don't know. I know the girl takes her top off. She's very small boobs, by the way.
Yeah, but
which is
perky,
fine.
but they were good. Because I watched it about a week ago, and not only did I notice that, but also that stretch of road in front of Independence Mall, completely paved.
I will tell you something. That might be part of a story coming up soon.
Yeah, Steve just sent me an article about the Inquirer. I think
the Inquirer did a great
went
piece.
back to locations where the movie was shot just recently.
Oh.
And had showed the comparison of then and now.
What you call a coinky dink.
A coinky dink. That
pretty
Casey
wild.
brought that up. Marissa actually found the song.
Oh.
That you're talking about. Did you send it over, Marissa?
No, she didn't send it over. She just had the name of it.
Go ahead, Marissa.
I'm trying to. But do you guys also know that Matt Cord is in that scene?
What?
No. Matt Cord is sitting in a car in that scene right in front of Independence Hall.
Didn't know
he
that?
said for hours he just drove up and down that road.
Wow.
Does he play Jamie Lee Curtis in that?
No, I think Jamie Lee Curtis plays Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie.
Wow.
And then there was also another scene where Dan Aykroyd is, when he's getting bailed out, he's sitting next to somebody, and as Penelope comes up and talks to him, the guy's wearing a T-shirt. It looks like it could be a WMMR T-shirt.
Oh.
We're going to do a deep dive then because this is a kind of a cool piece that was in the Inquirer.
Great movie. Great movie. All right. That's all that. Yeah. Sorry, Gandalf. That's it in music news for you.
It's all right.
Yeah. The estate, by the way, requested monetary damages. I'm sorry.
That would be money.
And asked the court to permanently block Kanye and Griffin from infringing Summer's copyrights. That's it. That's all I have in music news. All right, let's take a break and wrap up the show when we get back. Don't miss the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. We'll return in a moment. Spin Doctors on 93.3 WMMR. It's everything that rocks. You know, I believe they played Mountain Fest.
They did.
Yes.
I think it was the year before.
It was.
We were going to Montage Mountain because the year we did it last year, that first time it was Everclear. But I remember having Chris Barron on. I think it was in anticipation of that show.
Yep. And now here we are. It's our new second year for Cardboard Classic and Montage. I'm so looking forward to it.
And Collective Soul.
Collective freaking Soul.
Friday night, man. That's so cool. And then OAR on the 502s. It's going to be a really cool weekend altogether. We're just a part of that. We kind of kicked the whole thing off.
Yes. Yeah.
In grand fashion. And we're hoping that you can join us.
You mentioned a good idea, Preston, which is, listen, if you're not even competing or you can come up for the day and watch it and check out the facility. If you've never been to Montage, you got to get there.
Yep, absolutely. It's a great time. We're looking forward to it. So it's here before you know it. I would like to thank our one and only guest, Mr. Robert Irvine, for being on the show. He's great. I'd love to get him out for that event. That'd be a blast. But he has got a lot of things going on. He is going to be on Tuesday doing a bottle signing at the Flower Show. And you can get details at phsonline.org. And he's signing his Irvine Spirits stuff. He's got the vodka and gin. He'll sign the bottle for you and everything. And also, he's going to be at the Oceans Calling Festival, which is going to be in Ocean City, Maryland, September 27th to 29th. There's a lot of great bands that are playing that thing.
Crazy.
Dave Matthews Band, Blink-182, The Killers, those are headliners, but also bands like The Offspring, Counting Crows, Boys to Men is playing there?
Yes, Boys to Men, Lisa Loeb.
Bare Naked Ladies, Larkin Poe.
Group Love.
That's a hell of a lineup.
Mountjoy.
Yeah.
Guster.
So, everybody, shout out who?
Tatata.
Nelly Furtado.
Yeah. No, Tatata. Tatata's playing.
Who's Tatata?
Oh, dude, you don't know Tatata?
Oh, actually, no. There's a band, I like this, called Winona Fighter.
I love that.
I like Pigeons playing ping pong.
That's good, too. Are they good?
Yeah, they're a jam band.
Okay. That definitely sounds like a jam band name. And speaking of OAR, Irvine was saying that their set at this event is pretty incredible.
Pretty amazing, yeah.
So anyhow, it's good having him on. Hi, Pierre. How you doing?
Well, fine, thanks.
Excellent. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you kids. How's everyone?
Doing well.
Good. It's a lovely day out. It's a little warm. It doesn't look
warm
out, but it's it's not cold.
It looks raw. But it's not, because it was like when we left for work this morning, I'm like, this is
It wasn't
nice.
cold, I know.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, they're daffodils out. I think it's too early, but whatever.
Right. Want to do the letter today?
I do.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, and the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by The Letter.
M as in montage.
All right, yeah, Montage Mountain. Be there on Friday. We're going to give away, by the way, on Friday, a 4-pack of Party Zone tickets and a Wings prize pack for the Philadelphia Wings game on Sunday, March 10th. Each ticket includes 3 drinks, plus you get a $30 food voucher for each person. Philadelphia Wings are back in action at Wells Fargo Center throughout March. And Party Zone gets you closest to the action for just $39. You get 3 drinks, private bar and restrooms, turf-level view of the game, and an assortment of lawn and party games. And tickets are on sale now at wingslax.com. So we'll give that away on Friday. Got some good stuff going on today?
I have good stuff indeed. I have, it's going to be fun. We'll have a block of Pink Floyd, a block of B-52s. One of the band members' birthday is today. And we have a listener who's a longtime loyal listener who was born in 1994. He wrote in and requested a block of songs from the year of 1994 when he was born. So a little thematic block.
I love stuff like that.
That's fun. So we've got some cool ideas for that, and maybe others do too. So that's what we've got.
Trying to think of 94 and the music that was out. There's some good stuff for sure.
Yeah. Did Yield, not Yield,
Tracy Chapman?
Pearl Jam, I remember Daughter.
Was Fast Car 1994?
Vitology came out in 94.
94, 95, somewhere in there.
I think Fast Car came out before that.
Yeah.
Because we played it when it was new, heavily. We played Fast Car, but I can't remember.
I thought it was earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 92 or 93.
I don't know.
Hell. But, yeah.
88.
88, yeah.
88.
Yeah.
Fast Car came out in 88?
Yeah.
By Tracy Chapman?
Yeah.
Oh.
April
Hell.
6th.
Never mind.
There you go.
I'm a little off on that one.
All right. By the way, so we made an announcement this morning, Pierre, which is pretty cool. I'd just like to reiterate it, that the Kathy Romano program, Her Story, is now going to be on WMMR on Sunday morning.
Sweet smell of success.
7 a.m. on Sunday mornings, you'll be able to hear Kathy celebrate the incredible women who are shaping our world.
And I forgot to mention, we do have an Instagram page. It's Her Story 933, and it gives you like a nice overview of everybody that I've had on the show for the past however many years. I've been doing it since 2017. So it kind of just gives you a little taste of
Very nice.
Exactly what it is. And then on the website, we'll have actually all of the interviews that I've done so far will be posted there, and then all of the new ones coming up. And by the way, this Sunday, we're talking to a woman named Gabrielle Baugh. She's been with the Philadelphia Flower Show since she was a baby. Her mom used to take her. And so she talks all about the Flower Show, everything that you need to know, all of the details, and everything that's going on at the Flower Show this year.
7 a.m.?
This has my panties in a bunch segment. That's it.
You never know.
7 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yes, Sunday
but
mornings.
you can also, all the episodes are available right online, Kathy, right?
Yes, for people like Pierre who don't know what 7 a.m. means.
Well, no, I'll listen to it on my way home.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't want to thank our sponsors. President Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin', and the President Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Natural Lawn of America. Get free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED now. Tomorrow morning is Leap Day, and we're having our Leap Day birthday party. Lots of surprises in store for tomorrow, so join us, won't you? That's it. We're done. Rage on, and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.